Yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
It has turned out to be a beautiful night here in the Bronx as the fans are streaming in to see the Yankees close out this homestand. As tonight, Kia Motors presents the Wednesday game of the week. It'll be the Yankees against the Kansas City Royals in the final game of a 3-game series from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Hi, everybody. Ken Singleton along with John Flaherty and Paul O'Neill. Well, last night, the Yankees picked up a victory 3-2. They got some good starting pitching from Phil Hughes, but Paul, they got just enough offense to win the ball game.
Well, one of the true bright spots in the Yankees offense lately has been Robinson Cano. Down 2-0, boom. Robinson Cano puts him on the board, a deep drive to right center field. Now, the problem with the Yankees lately is you're not getting hits with runners in scoring position. Takes the captain, Derek Jeter, loops one in, gets him back in the game, and a measly little ground ball ends up being a big run, third run, game winner.
Yankees win it by a score of 3-2. Granderson gets the game-winning RBI. Let's check out our New York Lottery pitching matchup for the night. Making his major league debut for the Kansas City Royals is Will Smith. He was down in Omaha. That's his record, 1-3 with a 4.01. And the veteran Andy Pettitte, 1-1, 2.51 ERA. Makes his third start of the season, and his last start flash was a very, very good one.
Well, it really was, Kenny. We know Andy Pettitte can win ball games when he doesn't have his great stuff. The last outing against the Cincinnati Reds, he had it all working. A good slider down and in, the cutter down and away to the left-handers, 9 strikeouts, 8 shutout innings, a dominant performance by Andy Pettitte.
Andy Pettitte got the job done his last time out. Speaking of getting the job done in a closing role, Rafael Soriano got the job done last night. Because of injury, he's the man at the end of ball games now for the Yankees. We'll take a look at Rafael when we come back. Of course, out for the season. You can see his numbers were pretty good. Looked a lot like Mo had been in the past. David Robertson, he's currently on the disabled list with a rib problem, so it falls to Rafael Soriano to get the job done and close out ball games. Of course, he's had some experience doing that in the past. Hi, everybody. Ken Singleton along with John Flaherty. Paul O'Neill will be rejoining us in just a few moments as we start the ball game. But looking at last night's game, Rafael Soriano was able to get the job done.
Well, he looked really good last night in a one-run game. I thought his body language was fantastic. It was really attacking the strike zone. And the one pitch he had last night was a good slider. Gets Francoeur, nice easy fly ball at center field, and then a ground ball back up the middle. Easy play for Derek Jeter. And anytime you close games, it's nice to get a little help from your defense. Alex Rodriguez, a really strong throw and a good stretch by Teixeira over at first place. Soriano gets a job done. I thought he looked awfully aggressive last night.
Well, he gets the job done. Can Andy Pettitte get the job done tonight? He gets the start against the Kansas City Royals. He's been very good against Kansas City in the past. He's looking for his 14th career win against the Royals when we come back. By the professionals at your Tri-State GMC dealer. Why just go when you can go pro? By Men in Black 3 in theaters Friday. And by Honda. Visit your local Honda dealer right now for great deals. Only a Honda is a Honda. Well, we're just about ready to go here in the Bronx. Andy Pettitte on the mound. The veteran staring down Alex Gordon, who'll be leading off for the Kansas City Royals tonight. And here we go. First pitch of the ball game is in there for call strike one. Andy Pettitte deals a strike to Gordon. Gordon leading off tonight. He had done so in Kansas City in the series out in Middle America. 240 with 4 home runs, 18 runs batted in. Next pitch low and outside for a ball.
It didn't take Andy Pettitte long when he faced the Cincinnati Reds to get all three of his pitches working. So he starts off strike one, then goes to the breaking ball. This is an important pitch to me. When Andy Pettitte can run that ball in on lefties to keep them off that slider and stuff, it's a very tough at bat for left-handed hitters.
Well, since September 4th of 2000, he's 8-0 in his last 12 starts against the Kansas City Royals. 1-2 pitch hit on the ground to second for Cano, who gloves it, throws on to first, and 1 up and 1 down. Let's check out the rest of the Kansas City Royals lineup. Following Alex Gordon at the top, it's Johnny Giaffatella. He's at second base. Billy Butler's a designated hitter, followed by the cleanup hitter, Jeff Francoeur. He's in right. Mike Moustakas at third base. Alcides Escobar at short. Eric Hosmer will be at first. Humberto Quintero will do the catching, and Mitch Meyer will be in center field.
Spanish accent there,
Quintero?
Yeah. I thought we had to go to the SAP button for that. We just threw that right out there yourself.
Here's the pitch to Giaffatella making his first start of the series, and he takes it for a call strike. You got to check on those things before the ball game. Giaffatella is called up from the minor leagues on May the 9th. Takes a curveball over the outside corner for a strike.
Well, we see the numbers for Andy Pettitte during the regular season. 11 strikeouts and 14 in the third innings. 9 strikeouts his last outing against the Reds.
And so far so good, pounding the strike zone. Little bouncing ball to short for Jeter. Charges, throws on the run, and it's 2 up and 2 down here in the first inning.
Well, we'll take a look at a pitcher scouting report on Andy Pettitte. His second start was a charm against the Cincinnati Reds, 8 shutout innings, and Kenny mentioned 8-0 against the Royals in his last 12 starts. And I'm interested to see how Andy bounces back tonight. He threw 115 pitches his last outing, an awful lot for the second start of the season. We'll see how his stuff is tonight.
Here's Billy Butler, the designated hitter, and Butler takes a pitch for a call strike.
Wow,
Now he's pumping strikes. There's no doubt about it. And really, that's the only question. After you've seen Andy Pettitte take the mound, I mean, can he pitch? Yes, he can pitch. Is he going to be able to bounce back time and time again on 5 days rest?
A little low and away, and it's a ball on his strike. Andy Pettitte's first major league pitch was in relief back in 1995, April 29th, and it was against the Kansas City Royals. Pitch is fouled back, and in fact his opponent Will Smith was almost 6 years old at the time. The Yankees defense brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. Nix, Granderson, and Swisher in the outfield. Rodriguez, Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira in the infield. Russell Martin doing the catching tonight for Andy Pettitte. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way, and it's high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You can tell the fans are already starting to get behind Andy Pettitte, even through the announcements of the players. When Andy Pettitte took the mound tonight, I mean, there was a louder ovation. So fans definitely glad to see him back.
And pitching well.
Yeah, I think that helps too.
Butler's up there 3 for 8 in this series. A solid major league hitter. Ball is line foul down the right field side. Butler had a 7-game hitting streak broken here last night with a 0 for 4. Let's check out the game time weather conditions presented by Bigelow Tea. We said a comfortable night, 70 degrees. Well, you wish it's 70 all the time. That's just about perfect. Humidity a little high at 72%. The wind at 8 miles per hour. Forecast is partly cloudy. Of course, after tonight's game, the Yankees will be flying out to the West Coast and they'll be dealing with the Bay Area weather, and then on to Southern California. Then to Detroit. Outside count is now run full on Billy Butler. Here is the payoff pitch, and it's fouled off.
The idea that Billy Butler, one guy in this lineup that really has an idea of what he wants to do when he goes to the plate. Obviously, everybody wants to go up and get a hit, but he has a process to it where a lot of the younger hitters go up and you know, they're just seeing the ball and trying to hit anything thrown up there. Where Billy Butler knows his swing, knows how to set up pitchers a little bit more.
Pitch is grounded foul. Tonight's closed captioning brought to you by Lexus.
Paul, I was actually thinking it was interesting. Andy Pettitte was staying away from that cutter, I think, out of respect for Billy Butler, pitching him a little bit side to side, cutters away, sinkers away, and then he just went with a cutter in, showing some respect.
Hit on the ground at third for Alex Rodriguez. So Cano got a chance, Jeter got a chance, and now A-Rod gets a chance, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Andy Pettitte. When we come back, the captain, Derek Jeter, will be leading off against Will Smith. Going to lead it off. He'll be at short. Curtis Granderson's in center field. Mark Teixeira at first base. Alex Rodriguez will be at third. Robinson Cano batting fifth at second base. Nick Swisher will be in right. Andrew Jones is a designated hitter this evening. Russell Martin doing the catching, and Jason Nix batting ninth. He'll be in left field.
The one thing that stands out, Kenny, as you went through the lineup, Mark Teixeira went from the 7th hole yesterday batting left-handed back to the 3rd hole tonight.
See Will Smith and his numbers at AAA, 1-3 with a respectable 4.01 ERA. Look at the pitcher scouting report on Will Smith. Welcome to the big leagues, thrown right into the fire at Yankee Stadium, and this is his 100th appearance as a professional player, and it's a big one, big league debut. And he features all 4 pitches: fastball, curveball, slider, change. Reputation is not an overpowering pitcher. Throws all of his pitches for strikes. Pretty good competitor.
Now, if you're Will Smith, you should be tuned in to watch Andy Pettitte work on the other side, because it sounds like that's the type of pitcher he is.
Yeah.
He's not overpowering, but he's got to make your pitches and has all 4 pitches. So Will Smith about to throw his first ever pitch in the big leagues, and he's throwing to a guy who has 3,149 hits.
I mean, you get him out or you're not, you're always going to remember my first hitter, Derek Jeter. Here's a Hall of Famer, you know. Pretty neat. Talking to some of the Kansas City people. His parents are in the stands today, obviously, for his major league debut. So
first pitch is a little bit low for ball 1. Originally drafted by the Angels in the 7th round back in 2007, was traded to Kansas City. Now Alberto Callaspo deal. Callaspo now playing third for the Angels. Pitch is hit hard towards short. Escobar has it. Takes a few steps, throws on to first, and Derek Jeter's retired. 1 out. The Royals defense brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. We saw Escobar in short in the outfield from left to right. It's Gordon, Meyer, and Francoeur. Moustakas, Escobar, Gio Fatella, Hosmer, and Quintero. And Smith doing the pitching. Smith is the easiest name out there.
that's right. Starring in a movie on Friday, didn't you say?
Yeah.
Will Smith. Had a busy week.
Curtis Granderson takes a strike. Granderson looking for his first hit of the series. He's 0 for 5. He's drawn a number of walks. Squares the bunt, and that pitch misses. It's a ball and a strike. Granderson has played every inning of the season so far, and that's primarily because you can't give him a rest. Brett Gardner's been injured. Tries to lay one down. It's a foul ball called by home plate umpire Mike Muchlinski.
See Curtis Granderson fake a bunt to pitch before, and then he liked the idea so much he tries it again. Looks like he tried to bring it with him down the first base line. Wasn't able to do it.
As you see,
Looks like he's running from that ball. Get away from me.
this ball's hit well to right field. He can trot now. This one is gone. A home run for Curtis Granderson. His 14th home run of the year, and that's Will Smith's mom. Yeah, Granderson's hit a few before. His 14th of the year and his 11th home run here at Yankee Stadium, and the Yankees break out in front 1-0.
Well, every once in a while, a guy tries to bunt on you, and you kind of lose respect for what they're trying to do, and you hang a breaking ball, and boom. Curtis Granderson against left-handed pitching has improved so much over the year, at the past year and a half. Ball way back.
Here's Teixeira, and he'll take a pitch inside for a ball.
You know, Flash, you can look at that either 2 ways. As a pitcher, all right, I've given up a home run, I've given up a run. I'm going to just sit down and relax and get this, or all of a sudden I'm gun shy and I'm scared to death of these guys. And you're going to see in the next inning or so which way this guy's going to go.
2-0 pitch to Teixeira, and that hits the outside corner. It's 2-1. It's time for the Coors Light cold hard blast.
Now, like I said, Curtis Granderson stays in there, hanging breaking ball from a lefty. It's like a dream pitch when you go up there. You just hope that they hang one. It just becomes a very mediocre fastball. It just sits there for you.
It sounds like you're speaking from experience.
Don't see enough of it is a problem.
There's ball 4. Teixeira draws a 1-out walk. He's aboard.
There you go, Flash. And I mean, when you were catching guys in spring training, and you see this, just a hanging breaking ball to Curtis Granderson. Ends up hanging out by the Modell sign there in right field. But I mean, you know these guys. You've caught them a couple of times in an inning or 2, but really, how much can you know by just seeing a kid in spring training?
You don't know anything. I mean, once you go out on a big league field, your major league debut, I mean, the adrenaline is pumping. And Dave Island, the pitching coach, said, you know what, I'm going to simplify the game plan.
Strike to Alex Rodriguez.
You don't want a young kid out there thinking about too much, you know, and everybody says his strengths are throwing strikes, working fast, and competing. So look at Dave Island. you're the pitching coach for the Royals, you just want him to go out there and pitch to your strengths and see what happens.
Smith just 22 years old. That pitch misses inside, and ball and a strike to Alex Rodriguez. It's like his baseball cards come to life.
No kidding. Probably had some of these guys hanging on his wall a couple years ago, huh? Jeter, Rodriguez.
Teixeira. Teixeira takes his lead at first. A-Rod fouls one back, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Here's the resume. Born in Noonan, Georgia. Gulf Coast League at Panama Community College, Panama City, Florida. Drafted by the Angels and acquired by the Royals in July of 2010. And now making his major league debut here at Yankee Stadium. A-Rod hits a bouncer foul just in front of Robbie Thompson, the third base coach.
You know, every once in a while, just everything kind of lines up for somebody. And if you look at Will Smith, he's getting an opportunity. They've got 3 guys, 3 pitchers on the disabled list right now, and you're getting an opportunity. And are you expected? But if you go out and pitch well, and you learn how to win in the major leagues, I mean, you become a part of the rotation.
2-2 to Alex. Yeah, last year this time he was pitching in the Texas League. He led the Texas League in wins last year with 13. I played in that league. That is a very hot league.
I was going to say, that's some heat down there.
Yeah, my goodness. 2-2 pitch on the way, and A-Rod hits this one well to left field. Way back goes Gordon. This one is gone. A home run for Alex Rodriguez, and it's 3-0 Yankees. Alex had gone 52 at-bats without a home run, and he connects here in the bottom of the first inning. That's his 47th career home run against the Kansas City Royals.
Flesh, it looked like they were trying to bust him in, and then they went away, and it kind of just flew back in. You know as well as I do, Flesh, when you're pitching the guy in, they start looking in.
Well, interesting watching that swing from the side. It looks like Alex Rodriguez didn't have that big leg kick, using his hands a little bit more. Notice in batting practice he spread out a little bit with his feet, used his hands, and the ball was really jumping. Kind of an abbreviated leg kick there.
I'll tell you what, he almost kind of leaned forward to make himself get back, and it shuts down on the movement, and it's a big thing when you're struggling a little bit. You want to try to simplify things and get away from your head drifting either way. When your head moves, it becomes very hard to hit.
Cano takes a pitch inside for a ball. Cano got the Yankee offense started last night with a solo home run. The Yankees were behind 2-0, fought back to win 3-2. Right now they've turned on the power again here in the bottom of the first inning. Home runs by Granderson and Alex Rodriguez. Cano takes one high and inside, and it's 2 balls and no strikes.
Sometimes when you don't feel like you're getting back as a hitter, what you do is intentional, and you'll watch this. You see everything kind of lean forward right before the pitch comes, and then you rock back, and that gets you on your backside, and right there you see him just drive through that ball, and that's where the ball really jumps.
Takes a pitch for a call strike. That looks like the swing you would see on the front of a Wheaties box. Perfect follow through.
He is so strong. You wonder sometimes why he uses that big leg kick. And you were a big leg kicker.
Hit hard to Moustakas at third. He stays with it, throws across the diamond to give Cano by a step, and that's out number 2.
You know what? You're right, Flesh. I use it as a timing thing because I had trouble what Alex was doing right there, kind of drifting into the pitch, and I used it to try to stay back, but he just kind of leaned forward, which made himself come back. And you're right. A lot of people. There's a handful in baseball that can hit just flat-footed and drive the ball out of the park. Yeah. Alex Rodriguez being one of them.
Yeah. Here's Nick Swisher. Nick tried to break out of a slump. He's 3 for his last 30. And hitting just 180 since coming back from the disabled list. And he takes a pitch over the outside corner for a call strike. Crowd kind of fired up today. Ball is popped up to the right side. This is drifting over the Yankees dugout and into the seats.
You say that, Kenny, and I think there's 40,000 people here, and there's 2 people A mother and a father that are hating what's going on right now. And there's 40,000 other people who are just loving it. These two people right here. I'm sure it's extremely difficult to watch your son out on the major league mound for the first time.
The 0-2 pitch, and Swisher pops it up to the right side. Let's see who's going to handle it. Looks like the first baseman, Hosmer. He makes the play, and that's going to do it for the Yankees when they come out with power here in the bottom first. Curtis Granderson with his 14th home run of the year, and then Alex Rodriguez with number 6. It's 3-0 Yankees. Of the game, Andy Pettitte is one of 7 pitchers who debuted since 1968 to be 100+ games over 500. His first pitch to Jeff Francoeur misses for ball 1. And if you see the other guys on that list, all tremendous pitchers. Curveball in there for a called strike. Francoeur goes up there swinging against Andy Pettitte. Seen just 37 pitches and 14 plate appearances against Andy. There's that list. Impressive, to say the least.
You know, Flash, I look at that list right there. Ooh.
Cano's got it. That's impressive play by Cano. And there's one there.
Looking at that list, I see a lot of offers and a lot of strikeouts. Over. No clue. I got him a couple of times. Done. Oh, I got him. Yeah. I think I got a hit off Andy Pettitte in the spring training game. No
4 batters, 4 ground ball outs. Will Smith trying to recoup here in the top of the 2nd inning. Here's Mike Moustakas, and Moustakas takes a pitch low for a ball. Moustakas has hit in 11 of his last 13 games. Good looking young ball player. Takes pitch inside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes.
Was that before the game throwing a football? And I asked him what that was all about. He was launching it too. He said he was an ex-quarterback back in high school, and he still throws it to keep his arm strength up. And I think Nolan Ryan made that kind of a fad for a while back when he was pitching. Throw the football to try to keep his shoulder strong.
That Tom House too, wasn't he the pitching coach with the Rangers? He was big on that.
Have you picked up an NFL football? They are big and heavy, and it's just amazing how hard some of these guys can throw them.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Moustakas. So Nolan Ryan used to do that. Why didn't everybody else do it? If he
used to work out hard too. You know what? What he did do? He took a year off, then he showed up. It must be a Texas thing. Andy Pettitte did it. Rocket did it. Now Oswald's doing it. Boys in Texas just take a year off and come back.
Right back like nothing ever happened.
Exactly. They get lost on a ranch down there and forget where they were, and next thing you know, they're back on the mound.
Andy Pettitte has faced 4 hitters, 4 ground ball outs thus far. That is vintage Andy Pettitte. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. There's the first strikeout for Pettit. 2 up and 2 down here in the second.
That's the pitch we saw against the Cincinnati Reds, whether it was down and into the righties or down and away to the lefties. Big strikeout pitch early on for Andy Pettit. I just did not expect him to be this good, sharp, this quick.
Yeah.
Well, they said they weren't going to rush him, as he was getting prepared to come to the big leagues. And this looks like vintage Andy Pettit. Here's Alcides Escobar, the shortstop, with a swing and a miss for strike 1. Escobar hitting an even 300. We were talking about him last night, Paul. This guy's going to be a good player.
Yeah, even in warm-ups and batting practice, you just see he's got a lot of energy, a lot of excitement. Really, really good defensive player. He can do a lot of things offensively. He's one of those guys in the next couple years that will continue to get better and really shine as a player.
Yeah, I was talking to Ned Yost, the Royals manager, about him before the game. 1-1 pitch. Lays down the bunt. It's going to go foul. As Escobar comes back, we'll tell you he's hitting .339 with 8 runs scored in his last 17 games. 2 outs, nobody on. Yankees leading 3-0. We're in the top of the second inning. If you're just joining us, you missed the power display in the bottom of the first. Home runs by Granderson and Alex Rodriguez. Pitch is fouled off by Escobar. Granderson a solo shot, and A-Rod with a 2-run blast to left. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Andy Pettit with a couple of strikeouts. 1-2-3 inning against the Kansas City Royals here in the second. When he come back, Andruw Jones will lead it off for the Yanks.
Tonight's question is, which struggling first baseman is in the greatest danger of being demoted? And the choices are Ike Davis, the New York Mets, Eric Hosmer from these Royals, and Justin Smoke from the Seattle Mariners. You can text your vote to 42951. Standard text messaging rates apply.
Usually you throw names out there and you think, man, these guys are having some kind. That's a bad list to be on right there. Huh?
Here's Andruw Jones against Will Smith, bottom third of the Yankee order. Jones is out here early today taking some batting practice. Here are the numbers for the struggling first baseman. Ike Davis 159, Hosmer 177. Jones hits one straight up the silo near the home plate area. Quintero called off by Moustakas. The third baseman makes the catch in foul territory, and there's 1 out.
Love those third basemen call off the catcher and that pop up straight up. Got a little cloud cover right now, so you don't have the high sky to deal with.
So you can get off that island, you mean?
Yeah, that's a bad feeling.
Flash, you ever get sent down after you made it to major leagues, or were you here for good?
No, I was up and down for a couple of years.
Isn't that horrible?
You know what the worst thing is when you're paying attention as you see Moustakas take over? You're paying attention to the disabled list. Who's coming back? How's their rehab going? Because you know you're the guy being sent out.
I'll tell you what, I started the season off and we were making our a road trip, and all of a sudden I thought it was kind of strange. They were pulling my suitcase off the truck, and I'm like, oh, this is horrible. And it's just like this shock. You're going back down to the bush leagues, and it seems so different after you spend some time in the major leagues when you're sent back.
So you're saying that happened to you too?
Oh, it happened, yeah. Wasn't one of my memorable things in the major leagues, but it happened.
1-2 pitch is low to Russell Martin.
Well, think of that list too that we showed the first baseman. These guys have had some success.
Yeah.
Ike Davis, Hosmer last year,
third in the Rookie of the Year balloting in the American League. Martin swings and misses and is struck out. First major league strikeout for Will Smith.
It was a big inning for Will Smith after you give up a couple of loud ones in the first inning, and all of a sudden, I'm sure the catcher went over there and said, hey, you're still in this game. It's a first inning. You just can't blow up and just think that it's a completely different game. If he can bounce back for a few innings, I would think Ned Yost would be very happy to see that he's got that in.
Jason Nix gets to start in left field tonight. That's what he's done with the Yankees so far. A couple home runs, 4 runs batted in. You see Nix at shortstop. Tonight's left field, and he takes a pitch from Will Smith in there for a call strike.
You know, Paul, you were just saying that showed Ned Yost, the manager, that you did some positive things, but I think more importantly, prove it to yourself that you can pitch up here. You can get these guys out. My stuff translate to big league hitters.
There's a good breaking ball. Good curve drops in. It's 0-2.
It took me years to realize I belonged in the big leagues. You know, when you really felt like I'm a big leaguer.
Yeah. Flash, you got to hit your first time up.
And then it was a long drought after that, Kenny.
No balls and 2 strikes on Nix, and he takes one low and away for a ball, 1-2. Stay tuned during the 6th inning for a message from our friends at the Fox Business Network.
That's some big business news. Huh?
Always big business when I'm hanging out with you guys. 1-2 on Nix. And that pitch is low, 2-2. Nix has been hitting the ball well. He's 5 for his last 12. He's hit a couple of home runs here at Yankee Stadium this year. He's picked on the short porch and right. It's over there for a reason. Two pitch misses, and the count has gone fall, 3-2. Second Royals pitcher against the Yankees in Major League debut. Eduardo Valaces.
That's right. You got that Spanish working tonight. Got them all done.
Eduardo was the easy part. Pitch is grounded to third. Moustakas over the Hosmer, and Will Smith has his first 1-2-3 inning in the major leagues. It's on to the third, 3-0 Yankees.
app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows Mobile. Get live auto, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text @BAT to 31826 or visit Yankees.com for details. What if I got none of these things? I mean, I can't get the app. I have an iPad. Oh, I do have an iPad.
Bouncing ball off the bat of Hosmer. It's going to be a tough play. Who's going to cover? And nobody does. Andy Pettitte drops the ball. Hosmer is safe, and he's got himself an infield single. It's kind of in no man's land, this ground ball.
It's like a swinging bunt. Hosmer has been off to a slow start. Andy Pettitte getting over there. That's probably the play I would worry more about with Andy Pettitte coming back, where maybe you twist an ankle, land awkwardly.
You see, he was going to bare hand that ball, and he got kind of caught in the middle, but didn't have that spring training with the PFP. Pitchers fielding practice. There's just hours of it every single day. You were always part of that too as a catcher, though, right?
You had to yell, get over about 18,000 times in spring training.
And you know, from my point of view, and Kenny's too, I'm sure you're sitting in the outfield just thinking, how many times can you run to first base?
Yeah. You know, I still yell, get over, but it's about a putt.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's Quintero. And he squares the bunt, takes the pitch for a call strike. On our Lincoln scoreboard, Yankees leading 3-0. A pair of home runs in the first inning. Curtis Granderson and Alex Rodriguez. Quintero will be followed by Mitch Mayer. Or make that Mitch Meyer. Pitch is hit in the air to right field. On the run is Nick Swisher towards the line, and he makes the catch for the out. Throws back to first base quickly. Couldn't double up Hosmer, but it's one out. Nice running catch by Nick Swisher.
The tougher plays you'll make in Yankee Stadium as a right fielder because there's no room here. You run out of room clear quick. You see Nick Swisher in his mind. As you're running to catch that ball, you really don't know how far the guy has got off base, but you think if you whip it in there, it might catch somebody sleeping. Pretty good play.
How much more difficult, because you were a left-handed throwing right fielder. You get near that, you got to reach across your body and make that catch.
Like I said, there's no room there, and as a lefty, you're reaching across your body to catch the ball, which makes it a little more difficult.
Runners on the move. Here's the throw to second, and it is not in time. A stolen base for Eric Hosmer, his second steal of the year.
I'll tell you what, if you're stealing on Andy Pettitte, it's just a flat-out guess. You're going on first movement. As soon as he lifts his leg, you're going to go and take your chances, because if you wait to see if he's coming over there, it's just too late.
See, Russell Martin actually does a nice job here making it somewhat close.
First pitch to Meyer was in there for a strike. Chases one, and it's an 0-2 count.
I'll tell you what, Flash, the lefties have really offered a lot of those balls off the plate down low. Andy Pettitte has been really successful with showing possibly a ball inside and then going to that slider or the cutter away.
David Robertson
in the sunflower seeds.
Yeah. Currently on the disabled list. The 0-2 pitch, and it's bouncing ball slowly hit. Going to be a tough play for Cano. Near the bag, has no play. Has a couple of infield hits for the Royals here in the third inning. Had them with runners at first and third and one out.
These are the type of things that Andy Pettitte, it's got to drive you crazy. He's so intense out there. He makes his pitches. Now he's in a jam first and third, and a ball has not left the infield.
Now you have the top of the order up. Guys who are a little more accomplished as hitters, and you can see Robinson Cano going to his right, gets there, but has a tough time getting a handle. Wouldn't have a play, I don't think, either.
Now back to the top of the order. So two infield hits from the left-handed batters. Here's another one, Alex Gordon. Foul tip to the plate for strike one. Gordon has had a rough time with runners in scoring position. Just 191 this year. And he's won for his last 15 in these situations. Paul, you were talking about how tough it is to run against Andy Pettitte. In 2010, only 2 stolen bases against him and only 3 attempts. So he shuts down the running game. So it was a flat-out guess by Hosmer to steal second. Meyer picks up his first hit in 15 at-bats. On the ground, Teixeira has it. Goes to second and one. Scrambles back to first. It's a double play. A 3-6-3 double play bails out Andy Pettitte. The Royals do not score here in the third inning. Teixeira turns in a sparkler over at first base. When we come back, look for the captain to lead it off for the Yankees. What a play.
Great play, but you see Mayer go into Jeter. So Teixeira had to throw over his shoulder. It also got into Jeter. Just a tremendous play on Teixeira and Jeter's part. I'll tell you one thing, if you think Andy Pettitte didn't miss the game, just watch his reaction at the end of the play. Just, boy. Would you say, Kenny, y'all can play some defense?
Yes, you can.
Texas draw comes out there.
Now back to the top of the order, and the captain, Derek Jeter, was the middleman on that double play, and Meyer really got into him, tried to break it up. On our Lincoln scoreboard, 3-0 Yankees.
He did a great job because as a runner, I mean, when you know the ball is caught, and then you read which side of the bag that Jeter's going to turn it. That ball's drilled too.
This one's headed for the gap. This is going to be an extra base hit. Jeter's to second. Let's see. He's going to turn and hold on there. So a leadoff double for Derek Jeter. Kind of cooled off against lefties. He was just one for his last 8, but still hitting .500 against lefties.
It looked like an off-speed pitch, maybe a changeup or a little cutter that comes back to the middle of the plate. And it speeds Derek Jeter's bat up just enough to rifle it to the gap in left center. He gets a good look at it here. He's thinking about the possibility of a triple. The leading off the inning, smart decision.
That is his 10th double of the season. So he's in scoring position to lead it off for the Yankees here in the third. It'll bring up Curtis Granderson, who hit his 14th home run of the year on a hanging curveball in the first inning. Takes a pitch low and away for a ball.
Derek Jeter, the first couple nights, really hit the ball well, and they're playing him over into right center, and he got nothing for it. So, you know, his approach right now into right center, you can tell when he pulls the ball, it's something off speed, and that is exactly where he wants to be.
Line to right, Fred Coor coming on, and he can't make the catch. He knocks it down to keep the ball in front of him. Derek Jeter can only advance 90 feet. But the Yankees have runners at first and third with nobody out here in the third inning. Granderson's second hit of the game.
Well, you got a power hitter up there, and as a right fielder, a full swing off the end of the bat. He keeps it in front, but every once in a while it fools you. You get kind of a bigger swing, and you kind of freeze. Don't get a good jump on the ball. Derek Jeter kind of gets caught, doesn't know whether to go or not.
So first and third. Nobody out. Here's Mark Teixeira, who drew a walk in the first inning. And he takes a breaking ball in the third. Curve misses, and it's ball 1.
Little different feel around this Yankee team tonight after that good win last night, a one-run ball game. All of a sudden, a little more emotion, good defensive play, swinging the bat.
I'll tell you one thing, Andy Pettitte takes the mound. There's a little more adrenaline. Yeah. There's a little more concentration, and I think that people are starting to feed off of it, especially the players. Sometimes you just get into automatic pilot. You walk into this beautiful stadium, 40,000 people, you take the field, you expect to win, and all of a sudden you see somebody that's been away from the game and has a little excitement.
That's Luis Mendoza in the bullpen as Teixeira swings and misses. Now, Jack Curry reported that the Yankees had a team meeting before the game last night, and they went on and won the game. Joe Girardi and General Manager Brian Cashman addressed the team, and basically a little bit of a pep talk and a match. Ground ball to second. This could be 2. It will be, and on the play, Derek Jeter scores, and the Yankees now lead 4-0. No RBI for Mark Teixeira as the Royals turn a 4-6-3 double play. And it kind of reminds me of the situation back in 2009 when they had a meeting. It was in Atlanta. Brian Cashman flew into town unannounced, had a team meeting before the game, and he basically told the team, you're the guys who are going to have to do it this year. We're not making any changes and not going out to get anybody. And those guys took it to heart and went on to win the World Series.
I'll tell you what, I might be one of the few players, when you hear players talk about team meetings, that like team meetings. Yeah. I always thought it kind of brought people back together a little bit. And you know, Joe Torre was so good at it. Yeah. Buck Showalter was so good at it. And sometimes it would relieve you that, you know, your manager still believed in you. And just, I like team meetings. I think that they help sometimes. I don't think you need to have them once a week or anything, but I think that if there's a question whether you need to get together as a team, you have a meeting, you get everybody on the same page, and sometimes it can really, really help.
A-Rod taking the 3-0 pitch, and it's in there for a strike. Now, you haven't seen a team meeting until you had one with Earl Weaver manager.
Yeah.
It wasn't very friendly. Here's a 3-1 pitch, and A-Rod hits one well to center field. Going back is Meyer, back to the wall, looks up. This one is gone. A home run for Alex Rodriguez, his second of the ball game. And the Yankees lead 5-0. A-Rod 2 for 2 with his 6th and 7th home runs of the year.
Well, we talked about Alex Rodriguez during batting practice, spreading out a little bit, using his hands more, and this is one of those long, towering fly balls with good backspin. Great extension for Alex Rodriguez, the type of hitter that can get hot and hit about 5 home runs in a week.
You know what? If you'll see, he gets everything back. I think he gets a start a little early. It just gives him time to get out on it. I mean, if you could just freeze it, you can watch it. You don't even have to rest the game. It's a beautiful swing. And if you have any doubt that Alex Rodriguez can still drive the ball, that ball was out of the ballpark, right off the barrel of his bat.
It's a quote from A-Rod yesterday. You have to help your team win in other facets of the game. I made an adjustment, and I think I found something. My last at-bat, I feel like I'm about to go off.
Really?
That was last night after the game. He just missed one in his last at-bat. He had a swing where he was a little off balance, and he got a charge into the ball, was caught on the warning track.
Tell you what, you got to be pretty good to just say, hey, I'm getting ready to go off out here.
It's about
really
time,
throw some stuff.
Pitches outside the Cano for a ball.
You know, every once in a while you felt that, but you wouldn't say it because you might punch out.
I was going to say, you would think it like, oh, I think I found something, but you would never verbalize it.
Last night, they threw the index card over here showing my 3 and 4 strikeout games. I might have felt that before this game starts. Why you just keep your mouth shut.
Cano lines out to the shortstop Escobar. That's going to do it for the Yankees here in the third. They pick up a couple of runs on 3 hits, including Alex Rodriguez, who now has 60 career multi-home run games. State Smokers Quit Line Quiz. Let's check it out for tonight. The Royals have not had a 20-game winner in over 20 seasons, but they had 3 different pitchers with a 20-win season during the 1980s. Who are they?
I got one of them, Flash. You just come up with your own, all right?
Here's Johnny Giaffatella, who takes a strike. I got one of them. I got 2 of them.
See, Flash?
You guys are calling me out. That's right. You're like Alex Rodriguez saying, I feel good about it.
Don't come up short.
Giaffatella takes a strike. Andy Pettitte jumps out ahead. 0-2.
I'm going to write down who I got right now. So, Kenny, don't steal him. Flash, quit cheating with my card over here.
Giaffatella grounded out to short his first time. Working on an 0-for-1 night. Next pitch is low inside for a ball.
That's mine right there.
Okay. Right. That's the one I wasn't thinking of.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that was the easy one. Right.
The 1-2 pitch is on the way, and it's fouled at the plate. By the way, we just had that shot of Aaron. That was his first multi-home run game since May 17, 2011, and that was at Tampa Bay. And I'll tell you that the second one he hit,
yeah,
that went a long, long way. Meyer got really small in center field chasing that down.
Those guys in the monuments over there, when they start putting their heads on their hat up there on the stones, you know that ball's coming. You know?
Pitch is fouled at the plate once again. In fact, Giaffatella fouled it off his leg. And now he's going to have to bear the brunt of it, walking around a bit.
Well, he's not the first right-handed batter that has felt this from Andy Pettitte with that cutter in on the hands. Foul some balls off of some ankles and calves.
Andy Pettitte fan. Andy getting some run support. Pitching very well. Giaffatella seems to be okay. Getting back in there.
The dust off those shirts, didn't it? Andy Pettitte's coming back. Box it back up.
Swing and a foul tip into the glove of Russell Martin, and Giafatella's out. Andy Pettitte would strike out number 3.
I tell you, Flash, and you know, his cutter, his slider, whatever you want to use it, both of them, he's kept down low, out of the zone. This perfect location.
This ball bounce. Russell Martin did a good selling job if it did bounce before he caught it. Here's Billy Butler, designated hitter, who grounded out to Alex Rodriguez to end the first inning. And he takes a pitch low for a ball.
Billy Butler, let's talk about hitting here a little bit. Team leader, I mean, he basically leads everything. It's brought to you by Home Depot. We're going to go over the hitter scouting report. Team leader, basically every offensive category. He and Robbie, this is interesting. Since 2009, he and Robinson Cano are tied with most doubles in the major leagues, 151 apiece, and back to back actually. He's just trying to continue. He's thrown up 2-3 good years in a row, trying to continue the thing.
Hitting the air to right field. He's going to chase Nick Swisher back, and he's looking up, and this one's gone. A home run for Billy Butler. The Royals are on the scoreboard. It's now a 5-1 game, and for Butler, you can see it, his 9th home run of the year. You do a scouting report, you go deep.
I'm just telling you, he's a pretty good hitter.
Yeah, he is.
Well, thinking back to his first at bat against Andy Pettitte, a lot of pitches were out over the plate. This one cuts right back to the middle. As Paul was talking about in the scouting report, he's had a couple of good years back to back. Make a mistake over the middle of the plate, he's going to make you pay.
Francoeur lifts one in the air down the right field side. Going to be a long run for Nick Swisher, and this one's going to drop in. And Francoeur is going to hold it first. So a bloop single off the bat of the Royals right fielder.
They call that a bloop and a blast right there.
Well, usually they want it in reverse. They want the blast to follow the bloop.
Francoeur has some good numbers against Andy Pettitte in his career. A free swinger, first pitch swinging. Just a thing of beauty right there if you're hitting. Lands in between 3 defenders.
By the way, that home run by Butler off Andy Pettitte, only the 4th home run the Royals have hit against a left-handed pitcher. Butler has 2 of them. Alex Gordon has 1, and Mitch Meyer has the other. Here's Moustakas, who struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. And that's inside for a ball.
Talked about how bad the Royals have played at home this year and how much they've been much better on the road. George Brett was in the booth yesterday talking about the renovation of the stadium. Have they changed the dimensions at all? Or is it about the same?
The dimensions are about the same. They haven't changed that. It was always a tough home run park.
Yeah, I was going to say it wasn't. I mean, it was a beautiful ballpark to play in, but it never felt like it was a great place to hit. When the AstroTurf was there, obviously you got a lot of cheap hits because it was a very fast turf.
They always had good fielders, a fast team. There's a throw of the first. Check on Francoeur. You're speaking of how well they played on the road, Paul. The Royals last night, losing the ball game to the Yankees 3-2, broke a 5-game winning streak on the road. Pettit deals off the end of the bat, and it's a ball and 2 strikes to Moustakas.
See Francoeur over there? He literally is about 3 feet off the base, and that's when you want to tell the pitcher, hey, I'm not stealing, don't throw over here. I mean, look at this lead right here. Most of your leads are out here towards the cut of the grass.
And with Andy, just about everybody, when he delivers the ball, they lead back towards first base. You know, if he fell down, he'd fall into foul territory. That's how short his lead is. 1-2 pitch to Moustakas, and it swung on, and did he miss it? Yes, he did. He struck out for the second time.
Mitch Williams, remember the wild thing, he had a really, really good move, too. And I always felt like as soon as they lifted their leg, you head back to first base and then make sure that he's not coming there.
See, he went back. He flinched. Moustakas strikes out for the second out. Both outs this inning on strikeouts for Andy Pettit. And it'll bring up the shortstop, Alcides Escobar. He, too, was a strikeout victim. That was in the second inning. And Pettit misses inside for ball 1.
Flash, you got to look back at some guys that were really slow to the plate. And you know, when guys were just stealing bases off you right and left, most of the time it's off the pitcher. Got to be a huge advantage when you got a guy out there that holds runners well. You know you're not going to get them. They're just not going to be running on you much.
You can really just let the ball travel to you behind the plate. You know, you don't have to jump out there and get in bad mechanics.
But don't you think sometimes guys who are successful against Andy Pettit stealing bases take that short lead and then guess like Hosmer did? It's the only chance you have.
If you wait to read his move, because he looks home and then comes back. So if you wait to read that, you're done.
Swing and a miss. A ball and 2 strikes on Escobar.
Catching Andy, I actually worried more about the running game with runners at second base. Yeah. Your best opportunity was to steal third against him.
Fans anticipating Andy getting out of the inning here in the 4th. There's a little toss over the first. Jeff Francoeur, the veteran of the Kansas City team at 28 years old. Pitch a little blooper towards center field. Coming on is Granderson. He won't get there. He'll play it on the hop, and Escobar has himself a base hit. So the inning will continue. Not hit well, but it was well placed.
No, you're right, Kenny. Another cutter right in on his hands. If you keep that bat level through the zone, even if you break a bat, you can loop it in there. It's when you get under the ball or on top of it, obviously you can't do much with it. Kansas City Royals have 5 hits. They've hit one of them hard. They hit a home run. Every other ball has been off the bat or a broken bat.
Here's Hosmer, had one of those soft hits, an infield single in the third inning. And he swings and misses strike 1. Hosmer with the base hit. He has been struggling lately. You see that average of 182. He's 13 for his last 89. That's over 20 games.
I had a chance to talk to the general manager of the Royals, Dayton Moore, before the game, and I asked him about Hosmer and what he sees, and it was interesting. He said a lot of violent swings. You know, you can tell that the frustration is starting to build now, starting to swing a little bit harder than he did last year.
That would just miss the outside corner, ball and a strike. And he hit his first major league home run here last May. Of A.J. Burnett. on the ground towards the middle. Going to be a tough play. Jeter flags it down. It's going to be an infield hit, and the bases are going to be loaded. But Jeter saved a run by stopping that ball in the infielder in the short center field. Hosmer has his second base hit. The bases are loaded now with 2 outs.
Larry Rothschild going to come out, have a little conversation to settle Andy Pettitte down. The home run was hit hard. All the other base hits in this inning have not been hit hard. And like you said, Kenny, a nice play by Derek, keeping it in the infield, saving a run. Larry Rothschild giving Andy Pettitte a little time to vent right here before he has to go back to work.
I was going to say the same thing. Andy is so intense out there that sometimes when you get a couple base hits and things like that, sometimes you just have to realize you've got 2 hits. They haven't hit it hard. You got 2 outs.
Got the catcher Quintero coming to the plate. A flight out to Nick Swisher. Swisher making a nice running catch over near the line. We'll see how the Yankees set up for Quintero defensively, because he's been hitting everything to right field.
We were talking about yesterday. He has stayed with that approach the whole time to try to hit this hole over here with a man on first base. Last night, pretty much his every at bat, he's trying to shoot the ball to right field. Nick Swisher playing very shallow too.
Fouls the first pitch back for strike 1. Now Quintero did hit a home run in Kansas City, and he hit it well. For him, it's pulling the ball. He hit it to left center. Known basically as a good defensive catcher. He is 1 for his last 11. Whoa. Jammed, and this is going to be out of play.
Kind of hard to get that one to right field, isn't it, Flag?
Wow.
Huh?
2, 3. No, he's up.
Tell you what, the way this inning is going for Andy Pettitte, he probably expected this to be an RBI base hit.
Quintero knocked on his backside by a high inside fastball that he fouled off.
So he's trying to keep his hands inside. That ball right there can't be hit. That's the one you want to. You just want to take, whether you're trying to throw to right or not.
Count is no balls and 2 strikes. The fan trying to rally Andy Pettitte, and he gets the strikeout. Quintero goes down on strikes. The Royals leave the bases loaded at the end of 3.5. It's 5-1 Yankees. Smoker's quick line quiz answered that the Royals have not had a 20-game winner in over 20 seasons, but they had 3 different pitchers with a 20-win season during the 1980s. Who are they?
I got Saberhagen.
I've got Dennis Leonard and Paul Splitall. Oh, no. Dennis Leonard's one, but the other was Mark Gubicza.
You guys will never know. You didn't let me answer.
Flash,
until
you
that
didn't
came up
have a
there.
clue.
I was thinking Saberhagen and Gubicza. I was. But you guys didn't give me a chance. That's fine. You guys go.
Gubicza would have fit right in there in between.
I'm surprised Splitoff won. I think he was their first 20-game winner. Maybe it wasn't in the 80s.
Look, Flash is pouting over there. Look at him.
I'm not pouting, just stating the facts. Stating the facts.
I apologize, Flash. Swisher swings, hits one well to center field. Meyer is there, and he makes the catch for 1 out. Well, some people just speak to a higher power, if you know what I mean.
Wow.
That's an amazing picture, if you ask me.
It's my razor. I donated it.
I was just making good use of it. So 1 pitch and 1 out. Nick Swisher's retired. Here's Andrew Jones, who fouled out to Moustakas, the third baseman. And he takes a pitch off the outside corner for ball 1. Yeah, Splitoff was before the 80s. He did win 20. Pitch is hit on the ground towards the middle and on into center field for a base hit. The late ball Splitoff was in fact, he's the Royals' all-time winning pitcher. Yeah, he's a left-hander, and in 1973 he won 20 games. And he'd been broadcasting for years, but passed away about 2 years ago. So Andrew Jones on at first with 1 out to bring up Russell Martin, and I believe that's going to be it. Will Smith's night is done. His major league debut probably doesn't go the way he would like. His family on hand to see him. He allows 5 runs on 6 hits. The Royals are going to the bullpen. We'll be right back. By Kia Motors. To learn more, visit kia.com. And by Blimping, America's Sub Shop. Well, Will Smith's night is done, and this call to the bullpen is brought to you by AT&T. The Royals go to the bullpen for a right-hander, Luis Mendoza. We saw Mendoza in Kansas City. He actually pitched in long relief against the Yankees and did a pretty good job. With 4 2/3. You see he's made 5 starts. This is his 8th appearance of the year. Now working out of the bullpen.
Tell you what, did you see that cell phone that was on the TV with the New York weather report? It was all sunshine. I guarantee that was not for this since I've been here. Huh?
So Smith gives way to Mendoza. It didn't rain the first day we get in.
First day?
Yeah.
First day, Flash, I don't know where you were, but it looked like Gotham in here. There's stuff floating in. It was drizzle and everything. They played right through. We were lucky. We were talking about it. Got through the game, and then it started pouring right after the last pitch.
2 balls and no strikes on Russell Martin, who was a strikeout victim his first time up. Will Smith went 3 1/3, allowed 6 hits, 5 runs thus far. Jones at first is his responsibility. And a strikeout and a walk. Pitch hit on the ground towards short. Escobar steps on the bag for one on the Hosmer, but it's a double play, and that's going to do it for the Yankees here in the fourth inning. We played 4 innings here at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees are leading by a score of 5-1 over the Kansas City Royals. Brooke Lopez of the Brooklyn Nets on hand to watch the action tonight.
I was talking to him before the game, and I'm telling you what, it really makes you appreciate how hard it would be to score a basket. Because, I mean, I was looking straight up at this guy. He's huge. He's in town. He's working out hard with the trainer, trying to put on some weight, and he was in the right place. He was behind the home plate in the restaurant. Have you seen the meals in the suite restaurant down there? Oh.
This ball's hit well by Meyer, and it's gone. Mitch Meyer with a home run. It's now a 5-2 ball game. Meyer's second home run of the year, second hit of the game. That was touched off. So Andy Pettitte giving up a couple of solo shots tonight. He still has a 3-run lead.
Well, we'll take another look at the pitch and location again. Russell Martin has to reach to the middle of the plate and up. Never a good sign for a pitcher, so a couple of mistakes from Andy Pettitte have cost him a few runs.
Back to the top of the order. Now Alex Gordon takes a curveball outside.
Kind of what I expected when Andy Pettitte came back. You know, that last game against the Reds, he was so good and so dominant, but he's missed with location a few times tonight.
Ball and a strike on Gordon.
You wonder if those 115 pitches, his last outing, maybe showing up tonight.
On our Kia scoreboard, it's now 5-2 Yankees here in the fifth inning. Broken bat roll of the first, and it looks like Teixeira's going to handle himself. He does, and there's one out.
I'll tell you what he has had today was that little slider down and into righties that's ending up out of the zone. I mean, he's been very, very good with that tonight. And that bat right there is not going to be back in the bat right.
So one out, and the number 2 hitter, Gio Vitello, is going to come up. And he's allowed 2 runs on 7 hits. He's got 5 strikeouts. He hasn't walked a batter. Ground ball to short for Derek Jeter. Across the diamond, and there are 2 outs.
It's been a really good strike one pitch for Andy Pettitte early on in his first couple of starts. That get me over rolling curveball. And a lot of times you'll see the hitter take for strike one. Gio Vitello swinging at it, an easy ground ball, easy out.
Here's Billy Butler's grounded third, and he has one of the 2 solo homers. It was his 9th of the year. Hits one hard right at Cano, and that's going to do it. Robbie with the Olay move. Handles it. Pettit gives up a run. It's on to the bottom of the 5th inning. Yankees with a 5-2 lead, and Jason Nix will lead it off when we come back. Team home runs. The Orioles on top with 69. Yankees in second with 65. Then the Rangers and the Blue Jays. Some power hitting ball clubs.
The Rangers are always in the top of this league, but if you take Josh Hamilton out of that equation, they've been mediocre as far as home runs. They're a good team.
Mendoza hits Nix with the first pitch at the bottom of the 5th inning, so he's on the hard way.
The year Josh Hamilton's had.
You know what, Paul? When you were playing, I can recall as we see Nix get hit with a pitch. Whenever we went to Texas, you just if you were hitting well, you hit even better, and if you weren't hitting, you started to hit.
Great place to hit. I mean, it was warm. There wasn't anything about that ballpark that would hurt you as a hitter. The infield was fast. It was warm. The ball carried to center field, which most people in the game, including myself, had to pull the ball a lot to hit home runs. In Texas, you don't. You can hit it to dead center field anywhere. It's kind of like playing baseball like Alex Rodriguez does. You can hit it out to all parts of the park.
Back to the top of the order on our Kia scoreboard, 5-2, the Yankees leading.
And their pitching was the weakest part of their club, right?
Yeah, boy, if you got their bullpen back in the old days, it was a blast, huh?
Jeter lays down a bunt, hits a good one. Moustakas up with it, throws on the run, and it gets away at first base. Nix is going to third. Jeter's headed for second. Nix rounds third, but is going to hold on as the Royals get the ball back in. So I believe that's going to go as a base hit and an error. Jeter with a multi-hit game going now.
Well, Derek Jeter, just a perfect bunt right down the third base line. Moustakas coming in. This play has trouble written all over it. The underhand throw, he gets up underneath it. Nix will advance to third easily. Derek Jeter takes his turn, and you can see a tough angle to throw across your body. Nice play by Derek Jeter and a little help from Moustakas.
So that will go as a single and an error on third baseman. Yankees have runners at second and third. Nobody out. It'll bring up Curtis Granderson. The Royals are going to bring the infield about halfway. Granderson's 2 for 2, a home run and a single. Now facing Mendoza, who got a good sinking fastball. It's one thing we saw in Kansas City from him. He can be a little wild at times. And he misses high with the fastball, ball one.
Looking back at that play, Moustakas, the only thing he did wrong on that play, he did everything right. The only thing he did wrong was make the throw.
Yep.
Because Derek Jeter made a perfect bunt. Sometimes you can do everything right defensively, and you just got to realize in that clock on your head, I've got no chance here.
There's a strike to Granderson. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Yankees trying to increase a 5-2 lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And a win would give the Yankees 2 out of 3. 2 in a row before heading out to the West Coast. Check swing, and it's inside. Did he swing? No, says third base umpire Mark Wegner. In the dirt, knocked down by Quintero. Good stop. Mendoza's all over the place to Granderson here, and the count goes to 3-1.
Good play by Quintero going to his right to block this ball in the dirt. Usually you see catchers go down to their knees, but it bounced so far in front of home plate. Actually creates a nice angle by staying up a little bit higher.
Well, if you're Granderson, you got a 3-1 pitch coming. You know what's on your mind, don't you? Get something to your liking. Nope, it's ball 4 and the bases are loaded. So a hit batter, a single and an error, and a base on balls have loaded the bases for the Yankees here in the 5th inning with Mark Teixeira coming up. Let's see how the Royals are going to play back a double play depth now in the middle of the infield. Teixeira has hit to a double play. He's also walked and scored in tonight's game. The Yankees are hitting just 195 with the bases loaded this year. It's not like the Yankees of the recent past. I think they had a game last year where they hit 3 grand slams in one game. The 0-1 pitch and a check swing. An appeal, no swing. And it's a ball and a strike. You said 195 with the bases loaded this year. Last year the Yankees were the best in the league with the bases loaded. They hit 337.
You would expect that.
Yeah.
More so from last year than this year. I mean, you've got disciplined hitters, guys that don't give away, at bats, don't go out of the zone, and just you see it even with bases loaded. Pitchers really don't want to come right after you. They want to try to nibble and get you to swing at something out of the zone.
2 balls and a strike.
Alex Rodriguez, you see him on deck, just kind of
salivating.
Yeah, kind of like don't take them all off the bases. Let's just keep it going together.
In these situations, a single will do the job. You keep the line moving. Teixeira takes high, ball 3. He's in the same situation as Granderson, but there's no place to put Teixeira. 3 balls and a strike. Ned Yost, the big manager's pace in the dugout.
Well, if you're Mark Teixeira, you can split that plate in half. Look for something outer half or inner half, and when you get it, make sure you put it in play hard.
3-1 pitch is fouled at the plate. The count goes full of 3-2.
That's where you know that a hitter's really not at his best right there. I mean, you're in a 3-1 count, bases loaded, and you get a ball right there. Just didn't quite get to it. Came off the ball a little bit. You see this front hip kind of opening up that way.
So now it'll be a payoff pitch to Teixeira with the bases loaded and nobody out. It's on the way, and it's outside, ball 4. Teixeira picks up his second walk of the game. Picks up a run batted in. And it's now a 6-2 Yankee lead as Jason Nix crosses home plate. So Teixeira eyeballs his way to an RBI. The second walk of the inning given up by Mendoza, and he's going to get a visit from Dave Island, the pitching coach.
Alex Rodriguez is really setting up to have a big night here. Confident first inning. Wham! Kind of a line drive. When you get to the second at bat, I mean, this was an impressive blow here. This ball off the bat, dead center field.
Chew on that.
Yeah, peanut chew.
All-time Grand Slam list. The Iron Horse, Lou Gehrig on top with 23. Alex Rodriguez knocking on the door, followed by Manny Ramirez. Eddie Murray's not going to hit anymore. He's got 19. So A-Rod 2 for 2 tonight. 2-run homer in the first and a solo shot in the third. First pitch is dealt in there for a called strike from Mendoza. Mendoza has struggled with his control this inning. A hit batter, a couple of walks, and a bunt single have led to a Yankee run, and the bases being loaded with nobody out. Inside, and fastball moving in on the hands and misses. It's a ball and a strike. Same drill yesterday and today for Alex Rodriguez before the ballgame. That's hitting coach Kevin Long trying to quicken up those hands. And it's resulted in a couple of home runs here his first 2 times up. Hard work usually pays off. One pitch, and he takes it high for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike.
When you're having the kind of night that Alex Rodriguez is having already in 2 at-bats, it's got to be tough not to try to overdo it here, especially in this 2-1 count. See the 1 home run in the previous 23 games. He's thrown them all sinkers. All 3 pitches have been sinking fastballs up.
Check swing, and it's a roller behind Mick Kelleher, the first base coach. And it's 2-2.
I guess you really can't call them sinking. They're kind of running in on them.
Yeah.
Don't really have a whole lot of depth.
It's kind of a tailing fastball, but I mean, this is where you feel so good at the plate. All of a sudden, you try to just be too perfect, and you know he saw that last pitch a ball and just didn't quite get out of the way. You're almost better getting 2 strikes in these at bats because you kind of forget about all your mechanics and just swing the bat.
Pitch is chopper, slowly hit towards third. Moustakas is coming home for the force. The relay to first, not in time. So the Royals get the out at home plate as Derek Jeter is forced at home. The bases remain loaded, but now there's 1 out.
Well, Alex not happy with himself. Mendoza stayed with the game plan. All 5 of these pitches, maybe 6, were all fastballs in with a little bit of movement. Gets him to roll over ground ball. Moustakas comes home. Sure, there was a thought there going with a breaking ball away, but he stayed disciplined with the fastballs in.
So Ned Yost comes to the mound, takes the ball away from the right-hander. Mendoza going to the bullpen, bringing on a left-hander to face Robinson Cano. And he's going to come in. Mahara's coming in with the bases loaded. Ike Davis overwhelmingly 56%. Eric Hosmer second at 18%, and Justin Smoke at 26%. Right here we have Jose Majares coming into the ballgame. We saw him last night. He worked an inning in the third. Didn't give up any runs or any hits. Didn't strike anybody out. Didn't walk anybody in last night's performance. Pitched in relief of Luke Hochevar last night. And right now he's going to face Robinson Cano with the bases loaded and 1 out. Yankees have scored a run here in the fifth. Now lead at 6-2. And Cano 0 for 7 in his career against Majares, so it might be payback time. Just a quick reminder, this copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees.
Wow, he just rambled through. I thought Michael Kay was the only one to read.
Yeah, I wish I had a buck for every time I read that. So Cano looking for his first ever hit against Jose Majares.
Kenny, you know, as a hitter, sometimes you do feel like, you know, I haven't hit this guy, and now I'm in a base, and I am due. And it just, sooner or later, you've got to, I mean, Robbie's too good a hitter. Sooner or later, you've got to catch up with somebody and square one up.
Cano. Up there with a 300 batting average. Lewis Coleman. He's warming up in the Kansas City bullpen. Hit hard. Great stop by Escobar, and he gets it out at second base. A run will score as Granderson comes in. It's now 7-2, but Cano has hit 3 rockets tonight and hasn't gotten a hit.
I mean, this is the kind of stuff that drives you crazy when you don't hit a pitcher well and then you hit a bullet. Ends up being just a ground out. Does drive in a run. Oh, almost took the pitcher's head off, too.
Yeah, give Cano a run batted in as Granderson scores. What a play. Oof.
We talked about Escobar, how quick he is, how defensively sound he is at a young age.
He can hit a little bit, too. He came in hitting 300 tonight. I told him before the game, just talking to him in passing, I said, I really enjoy watching you play. It's going to be around a long time. Here's Nick Swisher. Nick is 0 for 2. We talked about A-Rod. Could not hit a home run in 52 at-bats. It's 61 at-bats for Swisher as he fouls the pitch off.
Imagine that flash. He probably ran into there, grabbed his cell phone, called home, and said, you know what, Ken Singleton told me he likes to watch me play.
He probably had no idea who I was.
Oh, no. That's why he's smiling out there.
You know what, though? Ned Yost is standing there. Ned said, hi, Ken. How you doing? So then,
give you the formal introduction.
Yeah, exactly. First and third, 2 outs. The Yankees leading by 5. The pitch is low and inside. Swisher has to jump out of the way, and it's a ball and a strike. Oh, Robinson, no, what a rocket that was. It's grounded out hard to third, lined out to short, and almost dragged Escobar into center field on that one. Up and into Swisher. 2 balls and a strike.
Watch Nick Swisher react to some of these pitches. It's like he's not seeing the ball at all. It's late. Yeah. I mean, this ball was up and in, and the reaction is late when it's already by him.
Pick and choose time. 3 balls and a strike. Swisher's popped out to first and flagged to center field. Yankees with 7 runs on the scoreboard, threatening for more here in the 5th. Good swing, and he fouled it back.
We talk about Nick Swisher lately. He struggled, and when you look at guys that have struggled, it's not that you're not getting good pitches. He just had a good pitch. It's that you foul those pitches off, and then you give that pitcher an opportunity to make a decent pitch. That ball's right there, up in the zone, out over the plate. But you try, you know, when you're struggling, you try to make up for it. You try to do too much with it. You try to hit it out of the ballpark. Very hard to keep your mindset of just getting a base hit.
3-2 pitch, and it hits Nick Swisher. And that's going to reload the bases. And Nick is in a little bit of pain there as he heads down to first base.
Some things about the game you don't miss when you retire, Flash.
Well, Joe Girardi's going to come out and check on him along with the assistant athletic trainer, Mark Littlefield.
Well, he mentioned he was reacting late to all these pitches.
Oh, that hit him right on the funny bone. And I'm telling you what, it locks your hand up. You can't move.
Well, the second hit batter for the Yankees in the inning. So far this inning, the Yankees have 2 runs on 1 hit. And we're going to step aside as Swisher's being attended to. And the Royals go to the bullpen once again. We'll be right back. Yankees leading 7-2. For the second annual Bombers Boomer Broadway Softball Classic. Help support the Boomer Esiason Foundation and the Actors Fund. Game 1 of the doubleheader features the stars of Broadway squaring off at 10 a.m., followed by the Yankees alumni players and the celebrities versus WFAN All-Stars in Game 2. A limited number of tickets are still available and can be purchased by calling the Boomer Esiason Foundation at 646-292-7930 or via the web at www.esiason.org. Looks like Swisher's going to be okay. Remain in the game. Here's Andrew Jones with the bases loaded and 2 outs, and he takes a curveball from Lewis Coleman outside for a ball. So Coleman into the game. This is his 11th appearance. 9 strikeouts and 6 walks in 12 1/3 innings. Kind of a sidewinder, and it's fouled back by Andrew Jones. Jones is fouled out and singled. 5 career grand slams for Andrew Jones.
Now, this is a situation, if this is a tie game or something, you probably see Raul Ibanez come in to pinch hit. But, you know, when the 7-2, you stay with your lineup, you give your guys at bats, and you give Ibanez the day off. Flash, you had me there, right? I heard stuff rattling around up here. Huh?
Flash was on the job, believe me.
But we had a shot at that one.
Where was it? Was it in Texas or Oakland you caught one?
Seattle.
Seattle?
Bob Lorenz is still recovering from that. The mental anguish. Look out, Andrew. That's inside 2-2. Flash just kind of brushed him aside. Made a great play, I got to admit.
I felt bad about it afterwards, though. Poor Bob.
Yeah, really.
Poor Bob.
Yeah, look at him.
You embarrassed him, or what are you saying?
I mean, you know, the thrill of competition. I wanted to go get that ball, and he happened to be in the way.
Him, huh?
Jones with a foul ball at the plate.
This is weird because I keep looking to my right, and it's usually Michael Kay.
Yes.
Right? So I look over at this big dome, you know. I hate to say it, but Michael, here we go.
This is Seattle, Safeco Field.
Look out,
Bob. It's like he's on stage playing to the crowd. Great catch, Flash.
Sorry, Bob.
I don't think Bob's ever worked with Flash again since then. Only in the studio. No foul balls in the studio. 2-2 pitch, and Jones takes it outside. 3-2. So the runners will be going. 3-2 with 2 outs. Teixeira at third, Cano at second, and Swisher from first will be off and running on a 3-2 pitch with 2 down.
Got 2 guys that are mad out there too, and I'll tell you why here in a minute.
It's on the way, and it's outside, ball 4. Jones draws a bases loaded walk. Teixeira will try to cross home plate, and it's now 8-2 Yankees.
You got Robbie Cano on third base now, who hit a bullet. He got nothing for it. And then you got Nick Swisher out there who got hit in the elbow. So things are really looking good for the Yankees. You've thrown up 8 runs. But still, in between the lines here, there's some things that go on that still kind of gets you irritated as a player.
Bases remain loaded, and here's Russell Martin looking for his first hit of the night. He struck out and grounded into a double play. Coleman deals a high fly ball to center field for Meyer. Settles underneath it, makes the catch. The Yankees going to leave 3 men on. But they increase their lead to 8-2 as we move to the 6th inning. Mazda. Do it right after the pitch to Jeff Francoeur, who is 1 for 2. And he takes it inside for a ball.
Well, Andy Pettitte has 5 strikeouts tonight. Every pitch is going to be identical. They're all cutters down and in on righties. Good one there. Down and away on lefties. 5 strikeouts for Andy K. Or Andy Pettitte. Andy K. Call him Michael K. Andy K. Andy Pettitte.
Well, it was the K by K. 1-1 on Francoeur. Got a 4-game hitting streak going. Off the end of the bat, right back to Andy Pettitte. He's retired here. And that's the first out of the 6th inning. Andy's given up 2 runs on 7 hits. 2 loud ones and probably 5 soft hits against Andy tonight. Here's Mike Moustakas. Youngster working on a rough night against Andy Pettitte. He's gotten that cutter treatment. Struck out swinging twice. Pettitte straightens him up for ball 1. Andy 13-3 in his career against Kansas City. Pitch is popped up behind home plate. Russell Martin will not have a play.
Right in on his hands. And Flash, I was just thinking back of the pregame when you were talking about Andy Pettitte and how he would bounce back after 115 pitches. you think Joe Girardi would probably keep him around 100 pitches today. You don't want to see him extend it out any longer tonight. He's thrown the ball well. The Yankees offensively have put Girardi in a position where he can, try to get some innings from the bullpen and give Andy a little bit shorter night.
Yeah, and a day off tomorrow, right, for the Yankees, so you can go to the bullpen a little bit earlier.
1-2 pitch to Moustakas. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. He's got the hat trick.
You can add that to that K by K because it's another cutter.
Well, he did such a nice job of setting this pitch up by those fastballs inside that you mentioned, Paul, back to back. Gets a young hitter thinking about the inside part of the plate. On Yesmo, you see a great shot of the rotation. Perfect pitch down and away.
2 outs, nobody on, and Alcides Escobar takes a pitch for a called strike. Escobar had a bloop single to center field his last time up. 1 for 2 on the evening for the young Kansas City shortstop. Fouled back, in on the hands, no balls and 2 strikes. In the air to right center field. On the move is Nick Swisher. He's there. Makes the catch. Andy Pettitte has a 1-2-3 inning. And now a business update from our friends at Fox Business Network. By Ford, the official truck of the New York Yankees. Yankees leading 8-2 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Lance Nix, the number 9. That's Lance Nix. That's his brother, Jason Nix. Number 9 hitter will lead it off against Lewis Coleman, and Coleman deals a strike over the outside corner.
You did it, Kenny. I was playing golf with one of my buddies today. He was asking how Lance Nix was doing. I said, you know what? I'm going to call him Lance tonight. It's going to be your fault.
There it is. Jason's 0 for 1. And he fouls this one back. He's grounded third, hit by a pitch and scored last inning. Yankees batted around in the 5th.
I remember back to spring training when I got down there the first time. I asked Kevin Long, you know, who are the hitters that have impressed you? And the first name he threw out there was Jason Nix. He said, you know what, he's got a simple swing. He seems to hit the ball hard. Batting practice in the games, and get an opportunity doing a nice job.
Hit over 320 in spring training. A little off the bend of the bat, Nuber. No balls and 2 strikes. To follow him will be Derek Jeter, then Curtis Granderson. Tim Collins.
You know, there's just some things you hear that just aren't good in baseball. And off the end of the bat number yes. Any way you look at it, it's just bad.
Yeah. Right? the only way it gets worse if it's fair.
Yeah, exactly. And you got to run 90 feet for no reason.
A 0-2 pitch. And it's lined down the left field line. On the move is Gordon. He's not going to get this one. It's a foul ball. That ball must have hooked in the last second. Nick's just missing an extra base hit.
Well, on an 0-2 pitch, he does a nice job of staying on a breaking ball, running down the line. You're thinking, I got myself a double on an 0-2 pitch. What a bonus. And then it ends up in foul territory. Regroup. Hope you get another mistake.
The Yankees with 8 runs on 7 hits. Just off the corner, a ball and 2 strikes.
It's funny, you come into these series and this is the way you expect the Yankees to play the Kansas City Royals. But the Royals came out the first couple days, got some good, some well-pitched games, close games. The Yankees struggled a little bit with men in scoring position tonight. Completely different night. Just seemed like from the first inning on, they've been in total control offensively, and Andy Pettitte thrown out a good game.
And Will Smith, making his major league debut against the Yankees, gave up a couple home runs in the first inning. One to Granderson, one to Alex Rodriguez. To Smith's credit, he came back in the second inning, had a 1-2-3 inning. Maybe he settled down a bit, and then he began to struggle again in the third. 2-2 pitch is fouled off the mask of Quintero, and man, that knocked him to his knees. And right away, home plate umpire Mike Muchlinski is giving Quintero a break here.
Well, it's amazing how much I've changed my opinion on these foul balls hitting off the catcher's mask. I mean, I always used to say it's no big deal. It looks a lot worse than it is. And then Mike Matheny had to retire, manager of the St. Louis Cardinals, because of concussions from foul balls. No joking matter anymore.
Nope. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Verizon customers, you won't have to miss a game again now that you can watch live Yes Network Yankee games on your PCs or laptops with Verizon Fios. Get a full season of live Yankee games on the go for just $49.99. If you're a Verizon Fios TV customer with Fios Internet, go to yesnetwork.com to get more information and subscribe now. So Derek Jeter will step in. He has 2 hits tonight. He's 1 hit away from tying Paul Waner on the all-time list, 15th place, 3,152 hits.
All right, we're going to test Flash and see if he's been watching.
And there's a fly ball to center field. Meyer broke back, now comes in and makes the catch. It won't be this at bat.
What's Paul Waner's nickname?
You're going to let me answer now? I mean, you wouldn't let me answer Sabre Egg and a Goose. Now you want an answer.
It's not like they turned my mic off or anything. I'm waiting.
I have no idea.
All right. Big Poison, right? Wasn't that right?
You asking me?
Yeah. Wasn't it Big Poison?
That's it.
And his brother was Little Poison?
Little Poison.
So you got to tune in once in a while, right?
2 outs, nobody on for Granderson, takes a pitch low for ball.
You know why? Right. You know why I did that? Because when they said that the first night, I had no clue.
Paul Waner actually, at the end of his career, played for the Yankees. He played most of the time with the Pittsburgh Pirates. He had 1 hit for the Yankees. He went 1 for 7. Granderson off the end of the bat and foul. So Derek Jeter needs to pass this guy to have the most hits ever for anybody who played in a Yankee uniform.
Wow. And the next guy in line is who we had in the booth the first night, George Brett.
Yeah.
Is he 5 hits away now from George Brett?
George is not here. We can't ask him.
All right. He was 6. He might be 4.
Granderson, did he foul it off? Yeah, he did. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Let's put it this way. He's knocking on the door. He's 3 away from George Brett. One-two pitch to Granderson, and he swings and misses strike 3. So Coleman has a 1-2-3 inning here in the 6th, including a couple of strikeouts. It's on to the 7th here at Yankee Stadium. Andy Pettitte with a 6-run lead. 8-2 Yankees. Alex Rodriguez with a couple of home runs, 3 runs batted in. Curtis Granderson with a solo shot. He scored twice. And the Yankees' 5th inning, 3 runs on only 1 hit, 3 walks, and a couple of hit batters. That's on to the 7th. Andy Pettitte facing the bottom third of the Royals lineup. And Eric Hosmer takes a pitch. Is that a ball? On our Cadillac scoreboard, it's 8-2. That looked pretty good.
Hosmer's actually had a couple of the better at bats from the lefties tonight for Kansas City.
It's 2 for 2. And a stolen base. He's got a long road back, though.
That's so bad because when you look up early April and you're hitting $180 or something, you're all right.
Yeah, no big deal.
You get to late May, it takes a while to get over that 200 mark.
I'm really interested to see where he ends up, though, at the end of the year. I mean, when I saw him last year, as good of a young hitter as you could see, a simple swing. It just goes to show you, once you get off to a slow start, you start thinking about it, gets a little mental.
High chopper for Derek Jeter. From the grass, throws out Hosmer for the first out here in the 7th. Now, Hosmer started the night just 6 for 45 against lefties. And he's 2 for 2 against Andy Pettitte. Now 2 for 3.
That'll be the next thing. Is he a good hitter, but is he be a guy that can't hit lefties? And it's a natural thing in the major leagues now. If righties don't hit righties, they had a bad at bat. And if lefties don't hit lefties, they can't hit lefties. It's just the way it is.
Quintero takes a pitch for a called strike. Now, he hit him last year, so I think he gets a leash. They won't hit him to play. He's a good fielder. Quintero's 0 for 2. He pops one up, and this is going to make the seats. That's in on the hands.
That's really the first time I've seen him all series trying to pull the ball. I think he got so frustrated in his last at bat when he fell down trying to keep the ball to right field that he's changed his approach a little bit.
Greg Holland is warming up in the Royals bullpen. Call, strike 3. Andy Pettitte moving the ball around on Quintero and strikes him out. Andy down with 7 strikeouts.
You throw a fastball in for a foul ball, and then you go a little backdoor with the fastball, a little cut on it, freezes him for strike 3.
So Pettitte is now retired with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in a row. Going back to the home run that was hit by the man at the plate, Mitch Meyer. And Meyer takes there's that cutter down and away.
I'll tell you what, Flash, you're going to have to talk about this. All of a sudden, Andy Pettitte, he's becoming a strikeout pitcher here, and it's not by blowing balls by people.
It's by setting up pitches, moving the ball around, different speeds.
That was a nice pitch to Quintero after breaking his thumbs on the previous pitch, and he drops on over the outside corner.
Well, that's the whole thing. Facing Andy Pettitte as a right-handed hitter, I mean, you're so conscious of that cutter inside. You're thinking about it from the time the bus arrives at the stadium. I'm going to get cutter after cutter. That outside part of the plate can be wide open for Andy Pettitte. He took advantage of it.
2 balls and a strike now on Meyer, who is 2 for 2. He's singled and hit his 2nd home run of the year. Both his home runs against left-handed pitchers. Count levels, 2 balls and 2 strikes. A well-spotted fastball to the corner at the knees. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Couple of more strikeouts for Andy Pettitte. He's got 8 in the ball game. Only 19 pitches over the last 3 innings for Andy Pettitte. We're going to stay here at the stadium for God Bless America.
Rise and offer a moment of silent prayer as we remember the servicemen and women who are serving our country at home and around the globe. Thank you. Now join in Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America.
8-2. The Yankees lead. Bottom of the 7th inning. Fans back in their seats. Following the 7th inning stretch here at the stadium, new pitcher for the Kansas City Royals is going to be Greg Holland.
Bob Lorenz is happy. I'm sorry, Ken. He's getting out of the studio. He's going to the West Coast.
Yeah, I'll be with him.
Do me a favor, Kenny. If a foul ball comes up there, push him out of the way and say that was from Flash.
Pitch is low for a ball to Mark Teixeira. If a foul ball comes up to our location in Oakland, that is a long foul ball.
Paul wouldn't know about that. That's a shot.
Wow.
That's a shot.
I hit a lot of shots to my right tonight. That was the first one, Flash. Nice one.
Teixeira has walked twice, grounded into a double play. He has scored a couple of runs. Yankees leading 8-2. You know, I'm thinking. Paul, furthest west you've been, Chicago?
In Chicago.
Yeah.
Texas. That's farther west than Chicago.
Yes, it is. You did a game in Texas.
It was a playoff, so that was fun.
Let's go regular season. Teixeira fouls one at the plate. It's 2 balls and a strike. I know Flash has been to the West Coast many times.
Many times.
Yeah. Lights it out there. Huh?
We'll see you in Anaheim on Monday.
Look forward to it, Kenny. Look forward to it.
Okay. Maybe Paul will stay up late and watch us on TV.
I get the first 3 innings in. Huh?
A little discussion on the mound between Quintero and Holland.
Figure in Cincinnati, when things close, you might as well go to bed. And that's usually around 11:30, 12, you're done.
Right after the late news.
Uh-huh.
Upstairs, and it's now a full count on Teixeira. There's a note on Andy Pettitte.
Andy Pettitte ties Hall of Fame lefty Grove for 47th on the all-time K list. 2,270.
Teixeira walks for the 3rd time. Later tonight, don't miss an all-new edition of Forbes Sports Money for a sports facilities discussion with Philadelphia Flyers owner Ed Snyder, plus an examination of the state of the new stadium financing around the country. It's a new Forbes Sports Money tonight after the postgame, only on Yes. That's a tremendous show. You learn a lot from that show.
I'll tell you an exciting thing. We showed Brooke Lopez earlier in the game is the opening over in Brooklyn.
The
new
Barclays
arena.
Center,
Yeah, it's going to be a neat thing.
A-Rod fouls one back. Alex has had a good night. Couple of home runs, 3 runs batted in. For him in his career, 60 multi-home run games. Babe Ruth 72, Barry Bonds 71, Sosa 69, McGuire 60, Willie Mays 63, Aaron 62. Awesome hitters.
I was just saying, we had a list up there earlier in the game that was a lot of strikeouts and a lot of offers for us hitters. Right there, that list right there, that was a lot of excitement for the fans.
Yeah.
Home runs,
not many
hits.
offers either. When they weren't hitting home runs, they were getting their hits. The 0-2 pitch is called, strike 3, and Alex knew it. Then back to the dugout. Holland picks up his first strikeout.
Well, Alex had some good swings at the fastball early on in this count. I think it's a backup slider that ends up inside. It just freezes you as a hitter. You expect it to move away from you. It doesn't.
Well, Holland, with 1 on and 1 out, will bring up Robinson Cano. Hits the ball as hard as anybody in the Yankee lineup tonight. Has nothing to show for it. He's 0 for 3 with a run batted in.
If you're Alex Rodriguez, you get on the bus tonight, you're heading to the airport, and you have to realize that you came a long way tonight.
Yeah.
You had some big at bats. You hit a couple home runs. Seldom do you just go from not swinging the bat to 4 for 4. You have some games where you have some good at bats, and then all of a sudden, a week down the road, you might have 4 or 5 good at bats, and that's when he'll really take off.
Bouncing ball towards second, flag down, and the Royals are going to miss the double play attempt. Giavatella came up with it, made a nice move to second to Escobar. But Cano hustling beats the relay.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the throw as he spins, and then it looks like it's a little wide right. Hosmer comes off the bag. Robinson Cano hits another ball relatively hard. Good play by Giavotella.
Look at Escobar. He got a little athletic type move at second. So 2 down. Cano at first and Nick Swisher to the plate. Nick was hit by a pitch his last time. He's 0 for 2 on the game. And Holland misses downstairs, ball 1. 96 miles an hour. This guy's got good arm. They do have some good arms in the bullpen for Kansas City.
We talked about one of their best arms on the disabled list. I think you saw him in the first series. Went mid-90s.
Danny Duffy, 99.
99, that's all. You quit counting about 97. Doesn't matter.
After that game, as David Phelps warms up in the Yankee bullpen, Danny Duffy went on the disabled list and now needs Tommy John surgery. An arm that could throw a baseball 99 miles an hour.
It's funny, we were at the welcome home dinner this year, and I saw Tommy John, and I said, you know, I haven't seen him in so long, and I said, but I hear your name almost every night. Yep. You know, somebody's getting Tommy John surgery, and what a successful thing it's become. Guys come back without losing much velocity. It's very time, because what is it? It's a year basically before you're out throwing again, but come back strong as ever.
3-0 pitch to Swisher. He's taking all the way, and it's low for ball 4, so Swisher's on. Time to take a look at Friday's starting pitchers, brought to you by Verizon Fios. Welcome to America's fastest, most consistent, most reliable internet. Welcome to Life on Fios. Ivan Nova gets the start for the Yankees, and Tyson Ross will be going for the Oakland A's. It's late night baseball. 9:30 for the pregame show. Here's Andrew Jones. Single, walked, and fouled out. Takes a pitch high for ball 1. I read something the other day, speaking of Tommy John surgery. Approximately 14% of the pitchers in the major leagues have had Tommy John surgery.
14%?
14%. And it's creeping up. There's ball 2. But they come back, as you said, Paul, and be able to throw harder. Every once in a while, you hear a pitcher has to undergo it again, but not very often. Holland has walked a couple this inning. Has yet to give up a hit. Outside, he's throwing hard, but he can't find the strike zone. 97 miles an hour.
You saw the pitch before was it's a wicked curveball. Very hard to control when you have that much break, but you get that much break with arm speed that throws the ball 97, 98.
Take it all the way, and that's poured in there for a strike.
He aimed that one at 94. Yeah.
They have a pitcher we haven't seen yet this series, Kelvin Herrera. We saw him in Kansas City. 100.
Is that starting point or that top?
Well, he topped out. His first pitch out of the bullpen was 100 miles an hour. 3-1 pitch, and it's ball 4, and the bases are loaded. So the Yankees do not have a hit this inning, but 3 walks have helped load the bases. And Russell Martin will get a chance, and Dave Island's out to the mound once again to try and calm Holland down. Seems like the Yankees have had the bases loaded several times in tonight's ball game. Russell Martin trying to get on track all season long. Tonight he's 0 for 3. He's struck out, hit to a double play, and flied out to center.
Those are those big at-bats flash when you just feel like, you know, one hit will put you over and get you hot. He had some good at-bats the first night. A couple hits. And then, you know, you get an at-bat here, but it's so much easier with one out. You always feel like you did something right if you get a run in. All of a sudden you feel like, you know, your base is loaded. You got a big opportunity to drive in runs, but there's 2 outs.
Fastball at 95 for a strike. Cano, Swisher, and Andrew Jones. Bases low. A ball and a strike to Russell Martin.
You know, Russell's been a little more aggressive lately. You know, he's been real patient early on, getting himself into some bad counts. He's patient on the first pitch. Fastball for a strike.
Strike two.
The way it goes when you're struggling. I mean, Holland can't find the strike zone. Everybody else in this inning, he's walking a few guys, and Russell Martin walks up there behind in the count 1-2 early on.
Tell you what, he has a good curveball, and again, you can't look for it because he throws so hard.
Yeah.
The break on that is. Wally Bell down to first. Haven't seen much of him today.
Didn't ring him up that time. 2-2. Greg Holland, the fifth Royals pitcher of the night. And now the count is full, and that will start the merry-go-round. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded. The Yankees had 3 runs on 1 hit in the 5th inning. They could get a run here without the benefit of a hit here in the 7th. If this pitch misses the strike zone, runners go, and it's hit in the air to right field. Jeff Francoeur makes the catch. The bases will remain loaded. The Yankees do not score in the 7th. We played 7 full innings at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees leading 8-2. Text your vote to 42951 or vote online at yesnetwork.com. Tonight's candidates are Andy Pettitte, Alex Rodriguez, and Curtis Granderson.
It's a tough one. Andy Pettitte was so good. So excited to see him take the mound again. But Alex Rodriguez starts the game off with 2 home runs. Who you going with, Flash?
I got to go with A-Rod.
Yeah? Double home run game doesn't happen very often. Huh?
He's got 60 of them. And on a Hyundai scoreboard.
It doesn't happen much for guys like us. You know?
Yeah, okay.
You know why I give it to him? Because he actually verbalized last night, I feel something's coming.
You know what?
I mean, that puts it over the top for me.
That's one reason when I vote for him, too. You know, he called the shot. It's almost like Babe Ruth pointing to the bleachers in center field at Wrigley Field. 2-0 pitch, and Gordon takes it in there for a call strike. Gordon is 0 for 3. Grounded second, hit into a double play, and grounded to first.
Right here, you see this stub hub. It's a dangerous place when your wife likes concerts. You know that?
3-1 pitch, and it misses, and Gordon's got a leadoff walk here in the 8th. What, you talking about musical concerts?
Oh,
or,
yeah.
Or just, you know, Broadway shows
no,
or plays?
Musical concerts.
Plays or whatever? I think that's going to do it for Andy Pettitte. Joe Girardi marching out to the mound after the leadoff walk in the 8th inning. Yankees have an 8-2 lead. Listen to the ovation for Andy Pettitte as he leads the match. State area Volkswagen dealers. Visit VWDealer.com. By JR Music and Computer World. And by Acura. Acura Advance. So the new pitcher for the Yankees is David Phelps.
You were asleep well tonight. You know, you did a lot of work tonight.
Yeah, it was a pleasure working with you guys. Here's the man who did all the work, Andy Pettitte.
Again, 7+ innings, back-to-back great start. Cincinnati Reds the other day. Today, the Kansas City Royals. And Flash, looking at him tonight, his curveball he didn't miss with. His curveball cutter, I call it the same thing, did not miss with it all night.
No, I mean, he made 2 mistakes and ended up costing him 2 runs. And I think that's just the difference between this type of start tonight against the Royals and the Cincinnati Reds start. Didn't make any mistakes against the Reds.
Giavotella takes a pitch inside for a ball. David Phelps is coming out of the Yankee bullpen, relief from Andy Pettitte. You saw Andy's numbers. Here's the man who used to catch him. Yankee manager Joe Girardi. 1-1, and that's a call strike.
I guess the greatest compliment you can give Andy after a year away, you still feel the same about him, like he's going to win ball games, whether he has good stuff, bad stuff. Good numbers for David Phelps.
11th appearance. 2 of those were starts. Good earned run average. I like this young man. Throw strikes. Threw another one there, and Giavotella spoiled it. Ball and 2 strikes. Giavotella played 8 games at AAA in May and was hitting .483. That's how he got called up to the big leagues.
.483, that'll do it.
Yeah, it will. And with Chris Getz out on the disabled list now, it looks like he's going to have a platoon with Irving Falou at second. Foul ball. That is Andy Pettitte this year. 19 strikeouts, 5 walks in 21 1/3 innings and 3 starts. Just like the good old days.
Well, there's certain things that have not changed, and it's his concentration, his preparation, and he knows how to pitch.
This could be 2. Cano to Jeter. Giavotella beats the relay.
And Flash, I think you talked about it, which is very surprising. After a year off, to be as sharp as he is, but I mean, you say he made a couple mistakes. To only make a few mistakes as a pitcher in a game, unbelievable. And you look back at the Reds start over the weekend where he didn't make any. I mean, he's been very consistent and very sharp. I mean, your first question when he comes back, does he still have it? He's answered that. Now tonight, to bounce back after 115 pitches last time, he had it.
Yeah, looked good.
Another good game.
Yep.
So just great signs of Andy Pettitte.
Billy Butler swings and misses, strike one.
You know, and you mentioned it earlier how the crowd really seemed to be pumped up for Andy's starts when he comes back. But I think even a teammate's perspective, it's a level of stability now in that rotation where everything calms down a little bit. You know you're going to get a quality start. It's when you go on those winning streaks, you know, the pitching staff really throwing the ball well.
Slowly hit towards third for Alex Rodriguez. One play across the diamond. He gets Butler for the out. Giacotello moves down to second on the play. First time Andy Pettitte's had at least 8 strikeouts in back-to-back starts since July of 2006. And if he wins tonight, which looks like in all likelihood the Yankees will come away with a win, be 14-3 in his career against the Kansas City Royals. And 9-0 in his last 13 starts against them. That is dealing against one team. Here's Jeff Francoeur working on a 1-for-3 night. And Phelps misses low and away for ball one.
You know, I was just thinking about Will Smith. He started his first game, Major League debut, and we had pictures of his parents on the camera. And I just looked down. They're sitting in the legend seats. I mean, what a nice thing for the Yankees. Get, you know, the parents down there for his first start, down close to the mound. His mother was a nervous wreck in the first couple of innings, but she's relaxing in those comfortable seats. Yeah, she's even going to a beverage to help her relax.
You know, we were talking about it in between innings. His pitch is in there for a strike to Francoeur. And you remember when you first got to the big leagues, how big a deal it was for your family. You used to come to the games. And, you know, as you longer and longer you stay in the big leagues, well, isn't that something? You know, you ask him, do you want to go? No, we got a picnic to go to or something. Yeah.
Too many other things.
Yeah. We'll check it out in the paper in the morning and see what you did. 3 balls and a strike on Jeff Francoeur. But that's a good thing. If you stick around that long, it becomes kind of old hat. Here's Boone Logan. And he is tuning up in the Yankee pen. 3-1 pitch on the way to Francoeur, and that is a call strike. The count is now 4.
The old days, Kenny, you would walk in and you'd have a sheet of paper. You'd fill out the pass list. Everything is computerized now. You have to set aside things. You have to have your wife do it because you can't run the computer. Just all kind of things get involved.
Wait a minute, I can work the computer.
Speaking about myself, you know.
3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Francoeur strikes out, and Phelps leaves a man aboard. We're going to the Yankee half of the 8th inning, and it's 8-2 Yankee game. Something else, man. Game. Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry review the big plays from tonight's action. Get updates from around baseball. Plus, Meredith Marakovich is in the clubhouse with the team's reaction, including Joe Girardi's manager's report. It's the WB Mason postgame only on Yes. Royals have a new pitcher in the game. It's their closer getting some work in. It's Jonathan Broxton. Royals have 9 saves on the season. He's got 8 of them. And you can see he's had 8 saves and 10 opportunities. Former All-Star with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now, at the beginning of the year, Joakim Soria was supposed to be the closer, and he has been for the last couple of years, but you were talking about Tommy John surgery. He had to undergo Tommy John surgery. And now Broxton, who had been signed as a free agent to set him up, has taken over the role as a closer. Jason Nix will lead it off. He's 0 for 2, hit by a pitch and scored a run. Broxton, another hard thrower. On our Hyundai scoreboard, it's 8-2 Yankees in the bottom of the 8th inning. Trying to make it 2 out of 3 against the Royals before hitting out on the road.
Tell you what, you guys met Mike Vrabel was up here earlier. Good friend of mine, great football player, but he's now part of the Ohio State University coaching staff. This is a guy probably here to see. Jonathan Broxton, 6'4", 300, and solid.
With a pulling guard or a tackle?
Well, all you Buckeye fans, Vrabel assured me that the Buckeyes would have a good year, so we're in good shape.
And as a line drive, second time tonight, Nix has missed a hit. So Nix, once again, just missing an extra base hit.
Flash, you talk about frustration, and you're a guy, you know, Nix not getting to play every day, getting an opportunity here and there, and you know, you hit some balls hard, and they end up hooking foul on you. You want every opportunity to do well when you don't get a lot of them.
Remember, you talked about that Texas Ranger bullpen from years ago. If you can get into it, it was pretty good hitting. Nix is saying, you know what, it's an 8-2 game, and now I got to face the closer.
Yeah.
Guy's throwing mid-90s with a nasty slider. I'll tell you what, Nix is hanging in there. Gives you a good at bat.
Oh, he is a big man. Nix in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. Good hard breaking ball, misses.
We were talking about Jonathan Broxton, where he came from, Los Angeles Dodgers, and speaking of the Dodgers, Don Mattingly doing a good job out there this year. Fun to see.
Doing a great job too. When Kemp went down, they haven't missed a beat. Still winning ball games. Do you think Donnie was going to be a good manager?
You know, I was almost getting ready to say there was no doubt in my mind, just because he had so much respect from players, and now I guarantee the players under him, it's just a guy that everybody liked, and he motivated people, very, very good, and he's going to have a lot of success.
You know what? My only concern, and this might sound strange, I didn't know if he could be mean enough or tough enough, you know, to make some tough calls and get on somebody when they need it. He's such a nice man.
You know, when your team's in first place, you really don't have to.
Yeah, he was so good at getting on you without really getting in your face. I mean, you had so much respect for him that, you know, if he said something that you took as, you know, I got to pick it up a little bit, you really did.
You got the message, right.
And he probably manages the same way.
Nix has fought the count to 2-2 now. Lifts one into center field for Meyer, and he is there and makes the catch for the out. So Paul mentioned that Jonathan Broxton, 6'4", 300 pounds, and you see his pants there. Look at this. Two of his teammates. It's
Nice.
Everett Tiefert, who's now injured. He's on the left, and Tim Collins on the right. Wow. They are in Broxton's pants. That's a big man. Now back to the top of the order. Here's Derek Jeter. Well, it's amazing that, you know, when you have a little time on your hands in the clubhouse, what you can think of doing.
You're right. You get there at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and games at 7. A lot of things happen between 2 o'clock and, let's say, 6 o'clock for batting practice.
Jeter's got a couple of hits tonight. He's had a double and a single in 4 at-bats. You know, just standing around and saying, let's see how many people we can get in Broxton's pants.
That's right.
Somebody driving a Volkswagen. How many people can we get in a Volkswagen? Here's the all-time list. Derek Jeter just 1 behind Big Poison and 3 behind George Brett. And that pitch misses. It's a ball and a strike from Jonathan Broxton. Yankees leading 8-2. We're at the bottom of the 8th inning here at Yankee Stadium. Beautiful night for baseball. Had a crowd of over 40,000 on hand. Bouncing ball towards the middle into center field for a base hit. Move over Big Poison. You got company. Well, Derek Jeter now tied for 15th place on the all-time hit list with Paul Wainer.
Just keeps it going. And Derek, the first couple games was in right center. Now he's up the middle. His approach to hitting right now is very good. He's not trying to pull anything unless it's off speed.
And they're going to save that baseball. See 10 ahead of Robin Yount.
You know, those baseballs there, I mean, they end up in the Hall of Fame. They don't go home to Derek, right? When you start beating people up this high in the hitting.
Well, he's got the ball first, so he makes the decision where they're going.
Right?
Yeah. Stevie Donahue has it. They're going to inscribe that ball and give it to Derek first, and it's Derek's choice if he wants to give it to the Hall of Fame or not.
Wow, I never thought of this, but Gene Monahan, he was the official. I mean, he put all the stuff on the baseball. So I wonder if Stevie learned the proper way.
Yeah. So 1 out, 1 on. Granderson's up.
See, first of all, you got to tape it up, make sure you don't lose it. And then you got to rub that, because they rub the balls with mud, the Mississippi mud, so they get a good grip. So you have to get that with an eraser. You get that off to make it clean a little bit, and then Gino went to work. It's like a work of art.
So Derek Jeter now with his 271st 3-hit or more game. I told you one of the keys to hitting is multi-hit games. That's outside ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes on Granderson. Granderson's walked once tonight. He's also struck out, had a single, and his 14th home run of the year. The number on his back. That came in the first inning.
Just can't stress enough how much he has improved against left-handed pitching. It was another home run off a left-handed pitcher. And then there were times when, right when he got over here, he was getting days off against lefties. It all has to do with that front shoulder. He keeps that front shoulder in now. He's quick enough to get to the ball.
2 hands on the bat, too.
That helps.
Yeah.
Talking about the release of the bat where he used to end up with 1 hand on the bat.
Check swing. Nut. Went around too far, according to home plate umpire Mike Lechlinsky. And the count is now full.
Broxton taking a little off. A little two-seam fastball at 91, trying to get a ground ball.
Stevie's just marking the tape there. I don't think he's giving it the official writing.
Three-two pitch to Granderson. And he swings and misses. Might have chased the pitch out of the strike zone and has struck out. 2 down now here in the 8th. Broxton's first strikeout.
All right, Flash, let me ask you something. The Yankees are going to fly to Oakland, San Francisco tonight.
Yep.
To have the off day on the road. When you were playing, you like the off day at home, the off day on the road?
At home.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I think Joe Girardi looks at trying to get accustomed to the time change out there. But boy, I tell you what, that day off at home makes so much difference.
Here's Mark Teixeira, has walked 3 times and hit into a double play. Takes a pitch outside, ball 1. In there for a strike. By the way, Teixeira walked 3 times. That's not even near his game high. He's walked 5 times in a game twice. I bet you a few of those were intentional.
That's a boring night. You know that. You come all the way to the ballpark, you prepare, you take batting practice, you walk 5 times.
I think it's a sign of respect. They don't want to.
It is.
They don't want to give you anything.
That was Barry Bonds' life for like three years, wasn't it? Wow. 4 or 5 walks a night.
How many intentional walks did he get that one year?
70 some or 100. It was some crazy number.
Buck Showalter walked him with the bases loaded and a 2-run lead. The
it worked.
Yeah, it worked. He got the next guy out. The game was over. Here's Alex. He's had a good night. The shift is on for Teixeira. The Royals have 3 infielders on the right side of second base. Checks the swing, breaks low and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Barry Bonds did just see 120 intentional baseball balls in 2004. Huh? When he hit 70,
I don't know.
It was high. Yeah, might have hit 100 home runs if they had a pitch to it.
Those are like playground numbers. 2-2 pitch to Teixeira, and he takes low and inside again. Count is full at 3-2. So Jeter will be off and running on the 3-2 pitch with 2 outs. Royals not bothering to hold him. Don't expect to be stealing a base with a 6-run lead in the bottom of the 8th inning. But he'll be moving here. Jeter goes, the pitch is on the way, and Teixeira fouls it off. Jeter's going to have to return all the way to first base.
Broxton's put the 4-quarter stall on, man. Huh?
That's
got to wait him out.
There's a shot clock now.
That's right. There's one up here, whether they got one down there or not, right?
Yeah. That was Dean Smith in North Carolina. 4 quarters. Nope, doesn't like that one either. Teixeira hits a roller towards first. Hosmer has it. A few steps towards the back. Beats Teixeira. And now we're going to the 9th inning. Last chance for the Kansas City Royals. The Yankees leading 8-2. the game.
Well, Alex Rodriguez has had himself a pretty nice ball game in the bottom of the first inning. He hits a 2-run shot, a line drive to left field, his 6th home run of the year, and then he follows it up with his 7th, an impressive long drive to center field. And those are your Land Rover drives of the game.
David Phelps into his 2nd inning of work, and his first pitch to Mike Moustakas misses for ball 1. Moustakas with the hat trick. He struck out 3 times, all swinging against Andy Pettitte.
Yeah, he's probably good to see a right-hander from his point of view.
2 balls and no strikes. Moustakas, Escobar, and Hosmer for the Royals here in the 9th inning. Yankees leading 8-2. There's a knee-high strike, and it's 2-1.
Now, Kitty, you know when you hit, every once in a while, you kind of glance up at the scoreboard just to see what's going on. This is a bad scoreboard to look at when you're hitting, I tell you that. Strikeout swinging, strikeout swinging.
Ground ball, knocked down by Phelps. He recovers and throws him out. 1 down. You know why it's bad now? It's worse now than when I was playing because it's in HD.
Yeah, large too.
Yeah. So Phelps with a little smile after this one.
Well, pitchers react with their bare hand. It looks like he's going to be okay.
Ball didn't look like it was scalded back through the middle.
Shaking that hand a little bit more.
When you think about this game tonight for the Yankees, I guess they couldn't have drawn it up any better. You got an early lead for Andy Pettitte, 3 runs in the first inning, and he took it from there.
You know, you come into games and you do have some question marks all the time, and lately it's always been, you know, are the Yankees going to score any runs? Is Alex Rodriguez going to turn it around? And is Andy Pettitte going to bounce back? And boy, they got great answers tonight.
Yeah,
Alex Rodriguez, a couple home runs. Andy Pettitte, another great game.
Some tack-on runs later in the ball game. Royals kind of helped them out with a lot of base-on balls that hit batters. Ball and a strike, and Alcides Escobar, the shortstop, who's 1 for 3. Alex with the big night, a couple of long home runs. 2 balls and a strike on Escobar. Phelps might have tried to overthrow that one. It missed. 3 balls and a strike. Flash a little momentum for the Yankees as they head out on the road.
West Coast trips are always important. I mean, they can really make or break seasons. You go out there, if you have a terrible West Coast trip, you dig yourself a hole. The Yankees aren't in a position at this point of the year that they can do that. So.
What I like about this game, it seems like that tension with the runners in scoring position, it's kind of gone away for at least one night.
Hit well by Escobar, and he's going to run this one off the wall near the Yankee bullpen, and he's got himself a double over the head of Granderson in his multi-hit game for Escobar.
Flash, you know what? You say that even the last couple nights up here in the booth, you just felt guys on deck circle just grinding the bat, just trying to drive in runs, and Jeep finally broke it with a little bloop single. But tonight, completely different feeling. I mean, you just felt like guys were aggressive in those positions, got good pitches to hit.
And you wonder if it was the win last night, Andy Pettitte pitching today, or Alex Rodriguez setting the tone early.
Probably
maybe all of them.
Yeah, probably a little bit all of them.
A good team victory.
It's always good to play a good game right before a day off too. Kind of, you know, can sink in a little bit more.
It's always good to win when you're heading out on the road, but since the plane ride's a lot easier to take. Here's Hosmer's got a couple of hits and 3 at bats. He takes a sinker low, changeup low. It's a ball and a strike.
Tony, you look at this American League East, and then you know the Yankees are obviously not where they want to be. Toronto's a different team, better team. Baltimore is the big question mark. Are they going to continue? And my question is, I mean, you're close to Baltimore. Is that city starting to believe that team, or is it still, oh, here we go again?
It's gaining. The momentum is gaining on the Oriole fans. I think they've been disappointed for so long. 14 years in a row with a losing record in a franchise that has a great history for winning ball games. And but now, they're starting to believe in Buck Showalter. I mean, Buck's done a great job with that team. And I think the team itself is starting to believe in themselves. They're hitting a lot of home runs. They lead the league in home runs. And the pitching's been much, much better. The defense has to pick it up some. They're up there in errors.
And that's when you look at the scheduling now, when you're playing teams 16, 18 times a year, and you're the Yankees and you're looking for, you know, your best games ahead of you. You feel like you're going to be better. Then the scheduling can help you when you're going head to head with those teams. Where in the old days, you know, you dug yourself a hole and, you know, possibly only played Boston, you know, 3 home, 3 away, or 6 altogether. You can't make up a lot of ground.
Broken bat, little looper down the left field line is going to drop in for a hit. Escobar is going to score from second, and Hosmer is going to have himself a 2-base hit and an RBI. It's now an 8-3 game. So back-to-back doubles for the Royals with 1 out here in the 9th inning.
You know, this might be the night that Hosmer needed. Couple of infield hits, and then he does this. Gets jammed, fights it off the other way. Out of the reach of Alex Rodriguez. Going to be an RBI double. He's got 3 hits tonight. He hasn't hit a ball hard. Robinson Cano has hit the ball hard all night and has nothing.
So Hosmer now at second and Quintero to the plate with 1 out. Quintero 0 for 3, takes a pitch off the corner for ball 1. Outside ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. Paul, you were talking about where the Yankees are right now. Joel Sherman had a column in the Post today. You know, I read it online. The Yankees record is actually just 1 game worse than it was last year at this time. And they ended up, you know, turning it on. They won 97 games. But you don't want to do that every year. You want to get off to a little more of a consistent start. Cano dealing with being jammed on that last throw. Ball is a little roller. This is going to be a tough play. Alex charging. Throws on the first, and Quintero is out number 2. On the play, Hosmer moves over to third base. Now watch the ball. Looked like it might have hit Robbie on the hand. Yeah.
Right in the heel of the hand, and it kind of bruises that bone.
And there's his reaction. Those are some valuable hands, not only defensively, but swinging the bat. 2 outs now. Mitch Meyer takes a pitch for a ball. Meyer's had a good night down at the bottom, and he went with a single and a home run, and he's also struck out. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Runner at third. 2 outs. Yankees up 8-3.
Talk about Robbie's hitting, and I was just down on the field, and you know, you're kind of talking to players. Then Robbie starts hitting, and you just sit there and kind of watch. And he just has a beautiful swing. And progressively over the past 2 or 3 years, his power's gotten better and better. This is what pitching coaches kind of drive you crazy. In a 5-run game in the 9th, you hate to get the bullpen back up.
3-1 now.
Flash, you got to get a little antsy back there when you catch him too. You know, it's kind of inevitable. You got to win the game. Let's go. Get
just throw the ball over the plate. Yep. There you go.
Full count down. Royals down to their last strike. Fans on their feet here at the stadium, anticipating a Yankee victory in 2 out of 3 against these Royals. Swinging a missed strike 3, and there it is. David Phelps polishes this one off with a strikeout. He does give up a run in the 9th inning. Alex Rodriguez with a big night for the Yankees. A couple of home runs, 3 runs batted in. Fans, you want to stick around for the post-game show to find out who's tonight's Chevy player of the game. Yankees celebrating in the middle of the diamond. They'll be flying out west in just a few hours and take on the Oakland A's on Friday night in Oakland. But for here tonight, we'll be back with more and wrap this one up. Yankees win it 8-3 here Yankee Stadium.